Sam K. Bro, use saline spray for the nose congestion. It is not a nose congestion, actually. I had a doctor checkup. I had something like they said something like a ball blocking. There's a ball swollen there. It has been irritated. So it's, you know, so they give me a medicine. When I'm going to sleep, I spray it, then it shrinks it. Yeah. So I had two options. It's either I go for surgery or I use the medication. That's a spray. So that spray is a doctor prescription spray. So when you see me struggling, is because I'm too stubborn not to go for the surgery. So that is the reason. Guys, I appreciate all of you. God bless you all. Likes action. Yeah. Sometimes I feel the need, I have to mention you guys, to acknowledge you guys, that I can see you guys. So I have to acknowledge you, right? I appreciate the support. It motivates me to keep doing what I'm doing. I was exchanging a message with a dear sister 2 days ago, and we were talking about when I started doing a live stream, I will only have 5 people or 4 people watching me. Yeah. When I started in 2018, I will have just 3, 4, 5 people watching me till I finish my live stream. And I never budged. Because in the first place, I never started this because I wanted attention, people to just be crowded watching. No. For people who saw my humble beginnings, you testified to that. I started when I didn't give a damn about who is watching. Yeah. So I was doing it. There was no such thing as people sending you super chat gifts or anything. I wasn't bothered about that. Never. Right? So going forward, for me, it has never been because of the audience watching. I know intelligent people will seek the truth and they will come for it. So this is why I was consistent with what I was doing. I wasn't even bothered about how many people have to sit there, because I know for some people they'll give up. Imagine you have something to say, an important message, and nobody's listening, and you'll be like, "Okay, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out." But I never budged. Like I never, thought of people not listening. No, I was doing my thing regularly, doing my lectures, come in, talk, because I know at the right time the right people will come for it. So, and finally we are here, right? You see TikTok, I'm about 90,000 subscribers. YouTube, 15,000 subscribers. Facebook, I have 25 here and 4,000. So yeah, 29,000 subscribers, right? But I keep moving. It is not the audience that moves me, but it's a pleasure for the eyes when I see you guys and the intelligent ones sit there and look at my lectures and listen to what I have to offer. That is what motivates me, right? So thank you. I appreciate all of you, and God bless you all for the support. But anyways, let's move on to today's program itself. It has to do with the ending of Ramadan, and a lot of people seem to be confused by this issue. But because before I talk about the ending of Ramadan, I played Asim Al Hakim's video, right? And the mushriks, even though they say the devil has been chained, they still whip the devil with their hand when they are praying. And this is it here. They still use their hand to whip the devil, even though they say the devil has been chained. So here, listen.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
You have to keep on wiggling your index finger when you sit for tashahhud, and for the last sitting of the salat, like this, shaking it in its place, not up and down, not rotating like some people do, just rather point and just wiggle it in its place as if it's shivering or shaking from the beginning till the end. And this is done because it harms shaitan and it tortures shaitan.
God have mercy upon us.
Hey, Mushirikega. Why? Hmm? So, guys, even though the devil has been chained, but still, when you are praying, you sit down, the tashahud, don't forget to wiggle. He says, Asim says, don't move your hand up and down. He says, when you sit down, you see the hand, they put it on the kneecap like this. So the hand, you have to wiggle it. He says you have to wiggle it like this. Wiggle it. So when you are wiggling, it is harming the devil. Remember, the devil has been chained. Today is the last day he's going to be freed. So take the advantage to wiggle that. Because if I get to meet this guy directly, I'm going to ask him, hey, Mujirikaga, Maggie, Maggie, I see you, bro. Salam. Seriously. Hey, Mushirikanga. So, guys, you had Asim, my favorite comedian. So you have to wiggle the hand. When you are praying, you put the hand on the kneecap when you are in the sitting position, right? Salam, my brother Anas. So then you wiggle, and it is harming the devil. I'm serious. This is what Asim al-Hakim said, not me. I'm repeating what the I drink beer guy said. You have to, seriously, you have to let it. He says, don't do like this, because if you do like this, you'll be harming the devil very much. No, don't do that. So you have to wiggle like this. They said it's part of the sunnah. The sunnah we don't find in the Quran. Yes, that's sunnah. The food sunnah we find in the garbage books. Yes, that sunnah is there. Not from the Quran. This is there's no wiggling in the Quran. No. So you wiggle, and hey. So, guys, the devil has been chained, and officially they are going to release him. Do you remember? It is the same Asim al-Hakim who said Moses has a small private part. Yes. Asim al-Hakim, he said Moses has had a small private part. I don't know which journalist was recording this, or which guy was sitting there when Moses was taking a shower and checking his private. These guys are insulting the prophets of God, and they think, oh my God. They said the hadith explains the Quran. I don't know which verse of the Quran does this particular hadith explain. But let's check the next video where he said Moses had a small private part. Listen to the video.
Moses, peace be upon him, used to go to a far secluded place and bathe in the river away from people. So the Jews, being who they are, people of gossiping and slandering, now we know. Moses is not covering himself and bathing far away because he has small private parts. So one day Allah ordered the stone which Moses put his clothes on to run away. So when he got off the water, he saw the stone, the rock, running away with his clothes. So he started running after it to get his clothes and cover himself up. He reached the stone stopped, he put on his clothes, and he started beating the stone with his staff because he was so angry of what had happened.
You tell me, how can we take such a people serious? You tell me, give me the reason why we should take these bozos seriously, right? You give me the reason why we should take these bozos seriously, especially this guy, the I drink beer from Saudi Arabia guy. Yes, he says it is halal because it's from Saudi Arabia. Why will you take such a guy serious and you are paying him $150 to consult with this guy, this comedian? Okay. It's your call. But anyways, in order to show you that the devil has officially been released, In Quran chapter 2 verse 189, there is what we call the waxing crescent and the waning crescent. And the waxing and waning crescent happen within a month. It doesn't have to happen after a month. It is within a month. So when we say waxing crescent, it is a new crescent, which is the new moon. Waning crescent is the last crescent you see when the month is ending. It is the waning crescent we have to use to determine the end of Ramadan. It is not the waxing crescent you have to use to determine the end of Ramadan. Anybody who has a moon tracker could track it and know the location and know that it is there. So when it's 0, it is now loading for Shawwal. That is the next month. So officially, the devil has been released back in the world. So the devil was chained for 1 month during Ramadan. So the devil is back to office. Right? I didn't say that. They said, Wallahi. So guys, you heard it. Officially, the devil has been released. Officially, he has been released. He was chained after all the wiggling, all that. Look, you see, during Ramadan, they do what they call the Taraweeh, the Asha Taraweeh. This Taraweeh they added it to Islam. It's not part of the Quran. It's not in the Quran. Most of them will quote chapter 89. Wal Fajr, wal Layal al Qadr, wal Shafi, wal Witr. It is not talking about their invented salat. No. Ask them again. When the Prophet Muhammad went to the heavens to bring the 50 prayers, was that one part of the 50 which was cut short to 5? Was it part of it? No. So they added those ones to stress people up, right? Sometimes you see some countries, they are doing the fastest ones. They will just get up, Allahu Akbar. That is a prayer. You are joking with God? Serious, is that prayer? But they do that. They call it Taraweeh. Okay. So now imagine in every salat, they said when you do the tashahud, you have to put your hand on your kneecap. And then you have to do the wiggling. The wiggling that Asim al-Hakim said. He says you are weeping the devil. Don't forget, you are weeping the devil. So imagine that 10 rak'ats that you have to do. And with all the salats they are going to do in Ramadan. Just imagine. Imagine the people, the mushriks all over the world going to do the wiggling. Oh my God, how can the devil be released again? Because by the time they release the devil himself is kaput. I'm serious. Because if this, just imagine the number of mushriks in the world. They are like more than 1 billion. So just take these billions of mushriks, all of them doing the wiggling in their salah. Forget about the ones who are doing the express one. The express one, it doesn't really, touch the devil. The ones who take their time, because Asim al-Hakim says you shouldn't be waving your hand like this, because it will hurt the devil very much. So you have to do it like this. You wiggle like this. It's like you have a stroke or something. Anyways, so you wiggle. Imagine the mushriks, number of mushriks in the world, all of them wiggling at the same time and harming the devil, and yet the devil is not dying. And then they have to release the devil. End of Ramadan, they have to release the devil. Can you imagine? For how many years they've been doing this, and the devil is still, the devil is stubborn. Hey, for how many years they've been doing that since the time of Prophet till now, according to them. Till hey, why? So they've been whipping the devil with the wiggly. And the devil is still alive. And upon that, even with that, they go to Saudi Arabia to stone the devil again. Upon the wiggling, they go to Saudi Arabia, where they call it the Jamrat, where you go and stone the devil. And they go to stone the devil again, and still the devil is not dying. This devil, is it Terminator or... guys, have you watched Terminator before? You see the villain in Terminator movie, the aluminium villain. I don't know, is the devil like that? Because how can you do the wiggly for how many years? And then you go to throw stones again. And yet the devil is still using Trump to bomb Iran. Oh, this hadith, you have disappointed us. By the way, that hadith that they say the devil has been released, you find it in Sahih al-Bukhari. Let me give you the reference here. You find it in Sahih al-Bukhari 1899. Sahih al-Bukhari 1899. You can write it down yourself and check where they say they release the devil after the month of Ramadan, right? It says, according to the hadith, it says, Abu Huraira, the father of cats, says, when the month of Ramadan starts, the gates of hell are opened. The gates of heaven are opened and the gates of hell are closed and the devils are chained. To the devils, there's no exception. It didn't say jinn devils. It didn't say human devils. So it can be every devil. So, by the way, Donald Trump has not been chained. No. Donald Trump is still active. Netanyahu is still active. So it says, according to the hadith, Sahih al-Bukhari, 1899. When the month of Ramadan starts, the gates of the heaven are opened and the gates of hell are closed and the devils are chained. It didn't say one devil, not one devil. The devils are chained. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the same book, hadith book, telling you if you eat 7 dates, ajwa dates, and they poison you, you will not die. The mushriks, we need to see you trying this. Oh. Hey. But I thought the devil is behind them pulling that hair, who they are fighting in front of them. Yes, and it's saying the devil are disturbing the women. So if the devil has been chained, so the women are still being disturbed by the devil also. Eh? Hey. Look, if you don't reason, if you are a hadith follower and you don't start reasoning from now, you will see these people are going to use it like SpongeBob. SpongeBob. You know SpongeBob? SpongeBob. That's how they are going to use it. Yes, thank you, Abu Suleiman. Anyway, the devil also sleeps on your nostrils when you miss your prayer and peace in your ears. He's multitasking to the mask. I'm serious. They said when the adhan is called, the devil is farting. Oh, guys, some people don't know about this. Let me put this hadith. When the adhan is called, right, the devil starts farting. He's farting till they finish calling the adhan. Oh, some people think it's a joke. I'm not joking. Wallahi. The hadith, it is sahih. Let me give you the hadith. It says, when the adhan is called, the devil doesn't want to hear the adhan, so he starts farting. Like, I don't know the sound of the fart, but he's farting. Allah, these mushriks, they are professionals. Okay, where is it? By the way, this is what they call it sunnah. I think this is the sunnah of the devil. It's obvious. It cannot be the sunnah of the prophet. The devil is farting. How can it be the sunnah of the prophet? Anyways, let's go to the hadith. What talks about the farting of the devil, right? Is it this one? So let me search. I give you the reference. Yes, I found it. Guys, write it down. It's Sahih al-Bukhari 608. Sahih al-Bukhari. It is Sahih. The scholars made it authentic. 608. Write it down, please. Check it. Write it. It's not a joke. Write it. I'm not joking. Write it down. Here. Let me see. Guys, I'm not joking. Write it down. Sahih al-Bukhari 608. This one here. Then it says. So this is what the hadith says. It says, narrated again by Abu Huraira. I don't know how Abu Huraira, the father of cat, how is it that he is the only one who is seeing these mystical or mysterious type of things? Abu Huraira is the same one who said the devil is chained. I don't know how he sees it. Then again, the same Abu Huraira, he says the devil is farting when the adhan is called. So this is what he says. He says the messenger of God said, when the adhan is pronounced, Satan takes to his heels, he started running, and passes wind with noise during his flight in order not to hear the adhan. Right? In order not to hear the adhan. Then it says, here, not to hear the adhan, right? Then he says, when the adhan is completed, he comes back again and takes to his heels when the ikama is pronounced. After its completion, he returns again till he whispers into the heart of the person and makes him remember things which he does not recall to his mind before the prayer, and that causes him to forget how much he has prayed. Hey, Sahih al-Bukhari 608. Now, guys, this is Sahih, authentic, right, by their scholars. Remember, they said this is the most authentic book after the Quran. Guys, I'm not joking. That is what their scholars. Okay, you don't believe me? I'm not joking. Their scholars said it is the most authentic. Okay, look, listen. You listen for yourself. Listen, so that you know I'm not joking. That is what their scholars said. Listen.
Always attack Bukhari.
يا أخي بخاري is
يعني هو عشان شيء أنا that's why this is the example I gave.
Because with Bukhari it's فهمتك صح.
They say Bukhari. How do I know Bukhari? What he mentioned is correct.
ما شاء الله. They collected them in a book.
Exactly.
Through a lot of يعني the highest scrutiny.
Exactly.
Of detail that you could imagine.
Guys, you heard it yourself, right? This is it Abu Musab, and then this guy Faris Ahmadi. These two bozos. You heard what they said, right? It's the most authentic book after the Quran. They say it is the highest level of scrutiny, which means he scrutinized the what? He scrutinized the what? The hadith very, very well. That's what the scholars did. So when I'm reading Sahih Bukhari, it's not a joke. The devil is farting when the azan is called. Sahih al-Bukhari 608, right? And again, during Ramadan, the devil is chained. All the devils, not one devil. All devils, including Netanyahu, has been chained. And that is Sahih al-Bukhari 1899. I'm not joking. It is the highest level of scrutiny they used to check these hadith books. And remember, Sahih al-Bukhari 5134. Nana Aisha said the Prophet married her when she was 6 and consummated the marriage when she was 9 years. And this is also Sahih al-Bukhari, the highest scrutiny of hadith books. And also the one that Moses was taking a shower, and then they say he has a small private part. All this, they are Sahih. And I don't know which Sunnah is this. They are Sunnah. Hey, Allah mushrikaga. Allah, their brains are not functioning well. Now it is no more Temu. Temu is very good. No. Now their brain is not Temu. I'm not joking with you. Hey, Allah mushrikai. Anyways, let's talk about Ramadan. So the month of Ramadan, chapter 2, verse 185, God talks about Sharu Ramadan allazi unzila fihi al-Qur'an hudan lin-nas. The main purpose why the month of Ramadan was stipulated for us to do this abstinence, right? So God says, Sharu Ramadan allazi unzila fihi al-Qur'an hudan lin-nas wa bayyinatin min al-huda wal-furqan. Then he says, فَمَنْ شَهِدَ مِنْكُمُ الشَّهْرَ فَلْيَصُمْهُ. Then he says what? وَمَنْ كَانَ مَرِيضًا أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ فَعِدَّةٌ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. Then he says, يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ بِكُمُ الْيُسْرَ وَلَا يُرِيدُ بِكُمُ الْأُسْرَ. So here, then he says, وَلِتُكْمِلُ الْإِدَّةَ وَلِتُكَبِّرُوا اللَّهَ عَلَى مَا هَدَاكُمْ. Then he says, وَلَعَلَّكُمْ تَشْكُرُونَ. So here, God is saying in this verse, the month of Ramadan is that in which the Quran was revealed as guidance for mankind. That's the people, as well as the evidences, or we can say proofs of the guidance and the criterion. So the Quran is to represent as a guidance and the criterion for mankind. So whoever witnesses the month among you, then let him fast it. That is, do the abstinence. And whoever is sick or on a journey, then a number or a period of other days within the same month. Remember, a month has days, number of days, right? That's why it's limited number of days and not fixed number of days. Because if it is fixed, then when you miss, you have to repay. But because it's not fixed, even if you are sick and you are traveling, you are exempted. There's an exception for you, right? If you are sick and you are traveling, you are exempted from it. There's an exception. Then you do the number of other days, because you can be traveling for 1 week. You might be sick for 1 week. There's still other days ahead of you within the same month. So then there's no need for you to rush saying, oh, I need to pay this, to repay the fasting. No, God never asked you to do that. Please. There's nowhere where he says, oh, do a number of the missed days. No. It is the scholars who are interpolating their own point of view to the verses of God by telling you you have to make it up. If God wants you to make it up, then why did he give you the notion of ransom to redeem yourself? Chapter 2, verse 184, he told you to redeem by feeding the poor person. You understand? That is, for those who will endure, who will struggle. Right? So those who will struggle, who will endure, they are the ones who have to feed poor person as a ransom or what? Redeemer, to redeem. So God says, and whoever volunteers well, then it is good for him. But to fast is better for you if you should know. So it means if I'm healthy, if I'm capable, I should fast is better for me. Some people will say, what about those based in the northern part, North Pole? Night time does not come. Well, you can come down. Even Norway, if you are based in the north, you can come to the south. Finland, if you are based in the north, you can come to the south. Iceland, you can come to the south. It's just 1 month thing. You come, you do your fasting, you go. So stop. I don't know why people will keep saying, oh, what about those who don't see night time? Hey, my guys, why? Ramadan fasting is not by force. It is stipulated for believers. Chapter 2, verse 183. يا أيها الذين آمنوا كتب عليكم الصيام كما كتب على الذين من قبلكم لعلكم تتقون. So it is for believers. So if you are a believer, you find your way to do it. It's just like God says we should give charity. But if you don't have money, is it by force to give charity? Ladies and gentlemen, God says give charity. But if you don't have money, is it by force to give charity? So I don't know where the people keep getting confused, saying, okay, everybody has to do it equal. No, we cannot do it equally. When it comes to good deeds, we can never be equal. I'm serious. Good deeds, you can never be equal. I can do my good deeds based on my capacity. You do yours based on your capacity. If you are richer than me, you might give charity more than I can give. So I can only get blessings according to my level. You get according to your level. You understand this? So I don't know the notion where people, again, some people will say Ramadan has to be in the harvest moon and harvest month, September, so that we can all do the fasting equally. Hey, who is deceiving you here? What do you mean equally? Oh my God. Anyways, so we are talking about witnessing the month. When you witness the month, there are signs to indicate to you that you are in that particular month. Back in the days, they have to depend on the sightseeing to see the moon. Then you know, okay, they are marking the times of the lunar calendar. According to Qur'an chapter 2, verse 189, this is what God says. The reason why we are using the crescents of the moon to know the timings, this is what it says. God says, yes, aluraka anil ahillat. Then he says ahillati, that is ahilla, this is a feminine noun, so in a plural form. So it says kul hiya mawakitu linnas wal hajj. Mawakitu linnas. Ask you about the crescents, and then we have different types of crescents. For people who don't know, there are different types of crescents. Let me put a picture on the screen, but only those on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch will see it. So let me give you the example of the crescent here. I don't know, will it show? Aha. Oh, why does it show my background? Let me do this. Let me put the other picture. I didn't mean to put this one with the background. So I changed the picture. Let me replace this one. Let me do this. Let me put the other picture. So moon faces. Yeah, I use this one. Yeah, this one. Aha, so this picture you are looking at on the screen. Yeah, this picture you are looking at. For those on TikTok, you might not be able to see it. I don't know how. Maybe I can show you from here. For those on TikTok, do you see this picture you are seeing here? Okay. This one is the one I'm pointing right now with the arrow is a full moon, right? The one here is the new moon. The one here. It's the one which is normally dark, which is impossible for even a telescope to see it. That is the new moon. This one, which is visible when you see the moon big and full and round, whitish, shining, that is what we call the full moon, right? That is usually middle of the month. It happens at the middle of the month. Then the sea ones you are seeing here, the crescent. You see there is one, there is two, then there is another one down, and there's another one. 4 crescents. Do you see the crescents? We see up to 4 of them. So God is saying when they ask you about the crescents, they are timetables, they are timings for the people, and as well as using it for the time of Hajj, the pilgrimage. That is what we call the crescents, right? The crescents. So this one, these 2 C's you see here, and then the one below, these 2, they are called the crescents, ahillat, right? One of it is called the hilal. Hilal. Yeah? Okay. So now that you have seen it, let me break down the issue for you. So Quran chapter 2 verse 189. Remember, whenever there's an issue of dispute, God will tell the messenger, when they ask you about this, give them this answer. When they ask you about that, give them the answer for it. As a matter of fact, throughout the Quran, you will never find one verse where it says, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الصَّلَاةِ, when they ask you about the salat, or when they ask you how they should do the salat. You will never find such a verse. However, you see issues pertaining to mankind. When they ask you about this, it has to do with mankind in general. Then the answer will be given. So this crescent we are talking about, we have the waxing crescent and the waning crescent, which determines the start of the month and the end of the month. So for people who don't understand how the crescents work, let me give you a breakdown to how it works. When we are talking about waxing crescent, it shows the beginning of the month. Waxing crescent is different from what we call new moon. New moon is normally the moon is dark, no light. You can never see it. Not even a telescope can see it. Like right now that I'm talking, it is impossible for a telescope to see the new moon. But when it start loading from the new moon, then it starts generating what we call the newborn moon, which is the crescent. We call it a waxing crescent because it is waxing. going forward. It's waxing till it becomes a full moon. So when we are talking about waxing crescent, it is marking the beginning of a month. When we are talking about waning crescent, we are talking about ending of the month. So in the month of Ramadan, you are supposed to use the waxing and the waning crescent to mark the beginning and the end. You are not supposed to wait till you enter Shawwal, then you say, okay, now I'm in Shawwal, so I've ended. No, it is the crescent you are using as a timetable, not only the waxing crescents. Then you are making the waning crescents useless by default. God wants you to use waxing and waning to determine what you are doing in the month. Then you ignore the waning crescents, and then you go looking for waxing crescent of Shawwal. So you are fasting in the month of Shawwal again. Are you getting my point? Okay, so let's break down this issue. When we are talking about a month, we say a month is a unit of time used with calendars, which is approximately as long as a natural period related to the motion of the moon. That is how month works. That's why we have first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day, up to the end. Are you getting my point? It is based on the moon. Now, month and moon are cognates. They come from each other. It is based on the moon they call the month with the th at the end to determine, the positions of the moon. Yes, we call it the phases of the moon. Okay, here, understand this breakdown here. The traditional concept arose with the cycle of the moon phases, such months lunations. That is why we call it the lunar calendar. As synodic months and last approximately 29.53 days. From excavated tally sticks, researchers have deduced that people counted days in relation to the moon's phases as early as the Paleolithic age. Synodic months based on the moon's orbital period with respect to the Earth-Sun line are still the basis of many calendars today and are used to divide the year, just as the lunar calendar is used on the Hijr calendar going forward. Waxing crescent. How to understand what the job of the waxing crescent. The moon does not emit its own light, shining instead by reflecting sunlight. And that is what God explains in chapter 10, verse 5. Right? The sun, it is its own light, diya'an, and then the moon is nur. Right? It reflects light. Okay, that is why the moon can go dark. Understand this. The sun never goes dark. The moon doesn't generate its own light. It is taking light from another source. Just like the bulb you have in your house. You call it light bulb. That's why you call it light. You can switch it off, it goes dark. You switch it back on, it comes on light. That's why you call it light bulb. Get this. The sun itself is diya on its own lamp. It generates its own. It doesn't go dark. The moon goes dark. That's why we call it new moon. It is only a fool who would think the moon has its own light. It generates its own light. Then the question is, why does it go dark? Hello? Okay. So the moon goes dark to determine the new moon. So the sun reflects to give it the phases. That's why we have the eclipse of the moon and eclipse of the sun. When it happens, it blocks the moon from shining. When the eclipse happens, have you noticed? I don't know how many of you have noticed the eclipse of the sun and eclipse of the moon. It blocks the moon from shining. Let me put this down a bit. Is it? Yeah. So understand this part. So when God was breaking down the issue in chapter 10 verse 5, you will see some people confused. They say, oh, that means that's why we have to use the solar calendar. So you are going to use the Gregorian calendar. You are going to join the Catholics. Go on. do your Ramadan in September. Join the Catholics and use the common era. The Julian calendar, they found a mistake inside. That's why they recreated it to the Gregorian calendar. We are not using Gregorian calendar. We are using the lunar calendar for the aspect of God in terms of the sacred months. That is why God says when they ask you about the crescents, they are timings for the people. They are timetables for the people. And what? And the Hajj. We are not using any Gregorian calendar for Hajj. We are not using any Gregorian calendar for the Ramadan. In the whole world, the only calendar you are going to find the name of a month called Ramadan is the Hijr calendar. No other calendar in this world has the name Ramadan on it. So this is why Quran chapter 2 verse 185 clearly tells you Shahru Ramadan allazi unzila fihi al-Qur'an hudan linnas. Okay, let's continue. Because God knows people are witnessing and they know there's a month called Ramadan. That's why he says hudan linnas, as guidance for the people, not for the Arabs. So it wasn't Arabs alone who know there's a calendar with a month called Ramadan. It wasn't only the Arabs. Mankind in general, we know. Even at the time of the Prophet, mankind in general, because Prophet Muhammad at his time, it wasn't only the Arabs. There's the children of Israel, the Jews that you mentioned, the Byzantines, the Romans, they were all aware of him. So it wasn't the Arabs alone who knew of a month called Ramadan. Yes. Let's continue. So when we are talking about the waxing crescent, we are talking about the moon does not emit its own light, shining instead by reflecting the sunlight through it. So what it does is the waxing crescent moon rises before noon, transits the meridian before sunset, and sets before midnight. The waxing crescent phase repeats every 29.53 days, one synodic month. So it goes. This is how you can determine the beginning of a month. By the reflecting of the sun to that waxing, then it will reflect through the moon. Then you start to see the shape appear to mark the beginning of a month. Because then that you will be certain that this is the month of Ramadan we have entered. That is, the sea appears. Okay, now again, to determine the end of that particular month, that's why it's the moon. So that moon for that particular month, it is the waning crescent you are supposed to use. You are not supposed to wait for another month, then you go for looking for waxing crescent. Are you getting my point? When the moon goes dark, point black, when the moon goes point black, the moon has died, is dead. Yeah, it's dead. That is the month. It has ended. Ramadan is done. It's ended. So you are supposed to look for the waning crescent, which marks the ending of that month. As soon as that waning is done, the month has ended. Doing any fasting in this right now, for people who are going to do fasting to this Thursday, you are already in Shawwal. You are confusing yourself. That is not Ramadan. That is not the month of Ramadan. If you are fasting Thursday, then you are confused. I'm telling you. Look, for those who don't know how to use this particular website, let me help you with this website, Time and Date. I'm going to show you something. You go to a website called timeanddate.com. Timeanddate.com. I want to show you something. Let me share the screen to show you something. Let me do this. Share the screen. Timeanddate.com. So let's take this website as an example. Time and date. I'm going to take you here. I go here. Moon calculator. This moon calculator, I'm going to put, let's say, Helsinki. So this is the moon calculator. You can see on my screen. For those, unfortunately, those on TikTok, you cannot see. It's time and date. No S. There's no S at the end. Time and date. No S at the end. Right? So I want to show you something here. Now, when you look at the screen here, look at the moon right now. It's dark, 100% dark. The counting, the waxing crescent and the waning crescent of the month of Ramadan is bygone now. It has already happened and it's gone. You can never find the waning crescent of Ramadan again. It's done. So the month of Ramadan is officially done. Are you getting the point? The month of Ramadan, that waxing crescent that started with the month, that the mushriks told you, we are looking for the crescent. That crescent is the month of Ramadan, right? That new crescent. That's why we call it waxing crescent. Now, in the same month, there is what we call the waning crescent. Some of you saw it. Even somebody in Australia sent me a picture of seeing the waning crescent when it was getting finished. The waning crescent is to tell you the end of that particular month. Because the moment you see that waning, then it's left to just 1 or 2 days that you are done. So that determines the end. Now, you are seeing on this screen right now, for those watching from Facebook and YouTube, you are seeing on this screen, the moon right now is at 0.0. So it is starting to load for the next month already. Now, this diagram I'm showing you, I scroll down. I want to show you something. Today is what? Today is 19th. Finland is already in 19th. We are in the 19th of March. Okay, so this 19th of March, on this diagram, when you look at the date 19, look at the new moon on the left-hand side of the page. You will see the new moon is 100% black, zero, black, dark. It's dark. You see it? Dark. Then you look at the right-hand side of this page. The right-hand part, it's telling you the percentages. Normally, it generates the percentages. So usually, when the moon is at 2%, 3%, you can see it with the naked eye. But if it's a cloudy day, you cannot see it. 2 or 3%, you can see it. But when it gets to 1%, it's difficult to see it with your eye. Sometimes it's even difficult to see it with a telescope. So the mushriks right now, the struggle they are going to do is they will fast Thursday, and they might likely, if they are not lucky, they will fast again on Friday. Now, let me tell you how confused they get sometimes. They get confused to the extent sometimes they will do, when it's 30 days, now they want to rest. Then they will say, let's rest and then make Eid. Let's rest today, then we make Eid the next day. They are confused. Right? Yeah, no problem. No problem, Rishi Green. You can go and come back. Are you getting the point? So if you are understanding, that's why this modern day, in the time of the Prophet, they didn't have a tracker. They didn't have any app to track. And I have the tracker to track this. I have it on my phone and it's consistent. I've been using it for the past 4 years and it's consistent. So it gets to a point I don't really need to be really dependent by seeing it, because I can track it. I know the percentage which is visible for the eye. As soon as it gets to 2%, I know I can start fasting, because I know that is the time the eye can see it, unless if it is cloudy in the sky. When it's 1%, it's normally difficult to see it. So then you wait. 2%, you start fasting the next day. Simple. Same goes with the waning crescent. When it is waning, you just check the graph. When it is as 2%, you know the eye can see it. If you look at upside, you don't see it, then it may be probably because of the weather, the cloud, and something. But the positions of the moon has already been calculated. It tells you where it is. Are you getting my point? Just like when you are at the airport and a loved one is arriving, sometimes you don't really need to see the flight arriving, but you know it is arriving when you look at the board, the timetable board at the airport. The moment you look at it, it will tell you the arrival. It will tell you this flight has arrived. But you didn't see it with your naked eye arriving. but you are 100% certain because you look at the board and you know it is telling you arrival. This flight has arrived. Are you getting the logic I'm getting? Back in the days of the Prophet, they didn't have this means. They were basing their calculation on the eyes. They have to go to a particular location which is easier. For instance, in every country, I know you have this. For those normally based in the rural areas like the villages next to the forest, you can see the moon and the stars easily when it's an open space like this. But those based in the city, sometimes it's difficult because of the tall buildings and the lights and others. It makes it difficult for you sometimes to spot the stars and the moon. Sometimes. But if you are based in the forestry area and you stand in the middle of this open space, you can see the stars, you can see the moon easily. So that is why in some countries, they will tell you some people are going to search for the moon because there's a location you go and stand and you can see it. And now modern technology has already calculated all this for us. Yes, it has calculated everything. I have friends in Finland. Ask them. They will bear witness to what I'm saying. For the past 4 years, I can tell you the position of the moon. You go outside and you look at it and you see it. If the cloud is clear, I'll just read the tracker and it will tell you the position of the moon easily. But when the weather is dark or blurry or cloudy, it becomes difficult. So you have to depend on the tracker to understand that this is it. Okay. Let me go back here. So where did the sectarians get the notion of breaking the fast for the month? How did they get their notion? They got it based on the hadith, which tells them to fulfill. Wait. Where is it? I'm looking for one particular file. Just a second. Where's the file? Is it here? Is it 50th? Oh, I forgot where I saved this file. There's one particular hadith I'm looking for. Just a second. Not this one. Not this one. Guys, I actually don't see where I saved the file. There's a particular file. I forgot the name. I saved it. I wanted to show you one particular hadith that the sectarians normally use. I know. Let's leave it. I might find it later. I might remember where I saved it. Yeah. Anyways, let me go back to this. Yeah, okay. So what I want people to understand is, let me share this diagram also here. What I want people to understand is, try to understand how the phases of the moon work so that you will not be confused when he gets to that position. You not be dependent on Saudi Arabia or any other people. Then you become confused. Now, you see, when you understand how the phases of the moon work, it makes it easier for you to track the moon. The moon is not useless. It has its own advantage and benefit you have to use. If you understand how to read the phases of the moon, life becomes easier for you. When you have the tracker on your phone, easily, you know, as a human being, when it's at 2%, you can see it with your eyes. 1%, difficult. You can't. 2%, you start counting. As soon as it gets 2% from your phone, that's it. You are convinced. It is there. You start. You're Siam. You are in the month. When it gets to 2% again, waning crescent, you are done. The next day, the moment it gets 2%, the next day you are done. You don't need to fast. That's a waning crescent. When the Ramadan is coming to an end, don't go looking for waxing crescents. That will be the waxing crescent of Shawwal. When Ramadan is ending, what you look for is the waning crescent. There's a difference. If you understand this difference, life will become easier for you. Okay. So guys, let me open. You see, when we say new moon, it gets dark. You can't see it. Not even a telescope can see a new moon. It is the crescent that you can see. So normally at 1%, a telescope can see it. Yes, at 1%, a telescope can see it. So guys, let me open the phone lines. You can call. You can, if you have any questions regarding this issue, you can call. Let's deliberate on it, right? Let me put this aside. This is the guest link I'm sending here. The guest link here. If you want to join as a guest, I've put the link below. You can join on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. You can join. Then the phone number also, let me see if I can put it up there somewhere. The phone number rather will be here. Yep. Oh, okay, not this. Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Salam.
Yeah, salam. Sheikh Samsung, right?
Salam.
Yeah, can you hear me? Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear?
Alayhi salam.
The network is bad. Sheikh Samsung, can you hear me?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
No, not good. I cannot. You cannot hear me. Sheikh Samsung, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
No, you cannot hear me. Can you hear me, Sheikh Samsung? Hello?
I can hear you.
Now you can hear. That's good. Sheikh Sam, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sheikh Samsung calling me. So how may I help you today?
My problem is the moon. When I saw it on the tracker, it was 1%. So I'm now going to fast on the movie.
Is that 1%?
Yeah,
For which area?
Ghana.
No, Ghana is not area. Which area are you?
Christian.
Okay, so where you are, if the
Western
moon
Cape.
tracker is saying 1%,
Yeah.
1% is not, you are not able to see that with your eye. That is the waning
Yes.
waning crescent you are talking about. Is it the waning crescent or the waxing crescent? Which crescent are you talking about?
It's the wind.
The waning, the one ending. So that's the last
Yeah.
one. Yeah, that's the last one already. It's vamus. What can you do? It's done.
Okay.
The moment it gets to 1%, you can't see it with your eye. It's done.
Okay.
It's done.
So
So if you say you are going to
that,
wait,
yeah.
if you say you are going to wait, then it probably you are going to fast till Friday. Yes, because
Wow.
the moment you wait, you are going to wait for the crescent of Shawwal. That is a waxing crescent of Shawwal. You are going to wait for. So the moment the waning crescent gets to 1%, you are already convinced it's done. There's nothing you cannot see it with your eye again. It's done. That is the end of Ramadan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Is that all the question?
That is
Okay. No problem. Stay tuned. Keep on watching. Thank you for calling. Huh?
Ciao.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum. Yeah, I see you, my brother. Liman Imran. Salam to you. Liman Imran. We have a guest here joining.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Peace. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name's Sue, and I'm calling from New York,
Nice
in
to
the
meet you.
United States.
Nice
Nice to meet you too. So I'm just like, I get everything you're saying, but I'm confused. The new moon. So did the new month start yet, or no? It's still like that. Because does that mean there's like a day in between the 2 months?
Are you aware of how to read the moon phases?
Yeah, I understand that.
So from your understanding that you have studied, when we say new moon, what does it mark?
The new month, but then why doesn't Ramadan start with the new moon?
Because you can't see the new moon with your eyes. The reason why the reason why you start by Ramadan by seeing it, because it's the command of God. That the
Okay.
crescents, you have to use the crescents.
Okay, so but so technically it would really be like the second day of the month that we're starting fasting
Yeah,
because we
usually.
can't see it.
Thank you. So by seeing it, you are 100% convinced and you know that okay, now I'm finally starting Ramadan because I've seen it.
Okay, that was the only thing that was confusing me because I'm like, well, if a month starts and ends, what? There's a day in between. That's nothing. I don't know. That's what was
Yeah,
confusing me.
yeah. So it is. That's why God used we says we should use the crescent to know the timetable. Because if you are using the crescent, you know you have the waxing crescent and we have the waning crescent to determine the end. So the cycle of the moon, the waxing crescent determines the first day, starting day of it, whilst the waning will show you the end of it. So no need to say, okay, now I'm waiting again for new moon and the waxing of another month before I know that this month is gone. Then people are confused.
Okay, and I just had one other question. You said you were gonna make a video about how to deal with like Sunnis in your life and people who like the hadith because my husband is well, I just reverted recently and he's like he says he's not a Sunni, but once I reverted I go, oh, you're a Sunni.
Yeah, he is. Sometimes they don't want to admit, but they are. Kinas and peace. I said that particular thing, I didn't want to do it as a public discussion. I'm arranging to do it as maybe on YouTube, but as a member discussion to just give.
Okay.
because I can't give the secret out publicly and the world is watching, because then the Sunnis will know how to fix their mistakes.
Okay, because even like the other day we're talking, I was like, I'm not sure. I really think that. And he goes, "We have 23 years of the Prophet's life." And I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna back off.
Yeah, I get the feeling. Sometimes they feel like they are up there. They feel like they are the representative of Islam. That's what Sunnis feel like. They feel like Islam belongs to them, so everybody else is a guest. This is how they think. So the notion of dominance, thinking that they are in charge, and this is why I would love to manhandle them. When I say manhandle them, because they use that same cycle to bully people. Majority of them, Sunnis, like to bully people out there. They want to act like they are the bosses of the Islam. So I like using the same tactic against them to let them feel small. And they hate it so bad when you can make them feel small. So this is something I want to teach people, not in a mean way, but in a way to always turn the table around in a discussion with them. People need to learn that, how to turn the tables around. Look, as a parent, I'm going to give you an example. As a parent, if you have a small child and then you tell them, don't touch this, do you realize the child will ask you why? Right? So the parent is in the position to explain. Maybe later, not now. You can, but you have to explain yourself. Because if you don't, then what does it signify? It signifies you are a bad parent. Now, the truth doesn't mind being questioned, but falsehood is always scared of being questioned.
Yeah.
So if they claim, thank you. If they claim they are in the dominant position, I think they should do us a favor by explaining themselves whenever we ask a question.
Yeah, I mean, he's like not like a lot of these crazy hadiths I bring, and he has no idea about most of them. He's like, well, I never heard that. I never read that, but so it's just like, it's the prayer. It's the prayer where we really butt heads and stuff. So I'm like, and I'm a big researcher and like to, when I get into something, so he's like, he just laughs at me sometimes, but
he laughs. I know he will laugh because men sometimes want to do that to women, but I won't say he's looking down on you, but it's just that he's looking at you thinking, oh yeah, she thinks she knows better than me. See, the point is, you see, the problem here is how good is he with dates, like remembering dates, numbers, figures, dates, or maybe your birthday? How good is he?
He's pretty good with those things, I think. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
With that.
Fine. Then give him assignments. The assignment is, look, you give him certain hadith books. Give him references. I have a collection called Dark Hadith. A lot of people watching me have that. I'll give it to you. Then you ask him, honey, if I decide to change my religion right now, will you terminate me? Just ask him hypothetically. Then he will say, oh, come on, the hadith doesn't say that. Then you give him the reference, right? Then you give it to him, let him read it. So you will see, he will try to start making up excuses to tell you, oh, no, I don't think the hadith actually says that. Then you tell him, but honey, you don't actually know the hadith. I'm giving you to check it, to go and verify it. And guess what? He will never, ever forget that particular hadith.
Yeah.
No, he will never, ever forget that particular hadith. He will always have it at the back of his mind. Because the one problem about sectarians, they have been programmed to follow things they don't need to verify, because they follow their scholars blindly without actually needing to do a cross check.
Yeah, I mean, well, he just learned all this growing up. He actually grew up in West Africa, in Mali. So, that's how they teach him over there.
No, I realize the upbringing. Yeah. The upbringing in Africa, normally they teach you not to question the elders. You just need to accept what you're being told.
Yeah. So that's why he doesn't even really know like all the hadith. He just knows through like the transmission of learning it and like, being a child and being taught. So it's just what he was taught growing up.
I get it. Now it all makes sense now. So yeah, but I give it time. according to God, chapter 28, verse 56, you can't guide the one you love. But however, you can only lead people to the truth if you can present it for them to reason. Then yes, they can reason with you. But other than that, you can never force a person to agree with you. You can only tolerate a person, but you can't force the person to agree with you. So I keep telling people sometimes when we push things, topics, or discussions too much, it becomes like a knapsack for the other partner. So sometimes you have to allow people to be. At the
Yes.
right time, they get curious and they come to you. If they want to learn, they get curious, they come to you, but we don't push it on their necks. So the particular hadith reference I was telling you about, if somebody changes their religion, the hadith is telling you to terminate them. That is Sahih al-Bukhari 3017. You can write it down and then show it to him. Tell him to check it.
I will.
Yes.
We'll see what he says.
Yeah, exactly. Sahih al-Bukhari 3070, and the scholars actually made it authentic. The chain of narration is authentic, and this is actually approved by their scholars. Yeah, but they are ashamed to talk about it. Whenever you present it to any Sunni, they are ashamed. They don't want to discuss it.
Yeah, I mean, it was really the hadith, because I've been married to him for 15 years and I just reverted like a few months ago.
Yeah.
But it was really like all the hadith and things that made me think the religion was kind of crazy. And then I actually saw Muhammad from God, and then you, and I was like, oh, this makes a
Yeah.
lot more sense than like everything I've been like really learned about it. So I want to thank you for that.
Exactly. So one more thing. You see, the sectarians, they are fan of killing animals. They kill geckos, lizards, they kill dogs, they kill you name it. And they kill and they have one particular hadith also. I can tell you, you can write it down. It is Sahih al-Bukhari 4016 and 4017. It is about snakes, right? And it's saying that Ibn Umar used to kill all kinds of snakes until Abu Lubaba al-Badri told him that the Prophet had forbidden killing of harmless snakes living in houses and called jinan. So it says, so Ibn Umar gave up killing them. So according to the hadith, it's saying that even if you have harmless snake in your house, no need to kill it.
Oh no.
You understand? So how would you decipher to know this one is harmless and this is not, and the snake being in your house and you don't have to kill it? But then according to them, don't kill this innocent snake, but you should kill a lizard. So the lizard and the snake, which is more dangerous?
Yeah, and dogs are forbidden too, right?
And
Even
then
though the sleepers of the cave had a dog and
yes,
everything.
they are not only telling you dogs are forbidden, they say you should kill dogs. According to Sahih al-Bukhari 3323.
Yeah, see, he's not that deep into the hadith, thankfully, where like
help him out. Help him out, right?
I actually said, maybe the reason I reverted was to help you and save you.
You know, it is fun to write the hadith collections and give it to him. Let him read it. Just say, honey, I have a gift for you. Look, if you want, I can just send you a PDF. You use it as when is his birthday?
Oh, it already passed. It's in January.
Okay,
but
so
our anniversary.
Okay, give him on the anniversary. I'm serious. It's just a PDF. You can even print it as, it's about just 3 pages. Print
You
it
have
and
it
give
on
it
your
to him.
website?
I have not on the website. I have it. If you see my public number there, if you see my number right now on the public display, if you reach me via WhatsApp, I can just send you the PDF. Then you print it and give it to him as a gift to check, to go through.
I will. I'll put a bow on it.
Exactly. You should do that. So thank you very much, sis.
Thank you, Baba.
You keep
Have
on
a good
watching.
night. I will.
Too. Peace. So we have another guest in the Sky Monkey. Hey, Sky Monkey.
Salam.
Salam, my dear brother. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Zach, calling from England.
Zach from where?
England.
Nice to meet you, Zach. How may I help you?
I've got a question about like qira'at, like which reading do you think is like most likely the correct reading, or what do you have to say about like which qira'at is like not good and which one is like more accurate? Is there a specific accurate one? It's like I've got questions on that.
I go with the Hafs one. Yeah.
Hafs. May I ask, like, what's the reason?
My reason, I compared with the other ones, I feel like that is more consistent. Grammatically, structure wise, context wise. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I can give you an example. So, for instance, Quran chapter 2, verse 184, concerning Ramadan, where he says, وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ فِدْيَةُ طَعَامٍ مِسْكِينٍ. You ransom by feeding, or redeem by feeding a poor person.
Mm-hmm.
You have, for instance, when you take the Warsh version, it says masakin.
Mm-hmm.
There's a problem.
Which problem?
Yeah, masakin is not being specific. You'll be confused as to how many do I need to feed.
So it's like your criteria, like the Qur'an is clear, so then which one is like clearest or something?
Yeah, the clearest, based on the context and the ones which gives you clarity of the statement, because God classified the Quran as Kitabun Mubin, Quran and Mubin. So Quran is there. That's why, just like it says, وَنَزَّلْنَا عَلَيْكَ الْكِتَابَ تِبِيَّانًا لِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ. Yeah, Salam Abdurazak Naganka. You understand? So the Quran is supposed to be the tibiyan of everything. So when you take the Quran, for instance, chapter 27, verse 1, it says, Tasim tilka ayatul Quran wa kitabin mubin, or tilka ayatul kitab wa Quran mubin. When you take this Quran, it's supposed to give you clarity. Some people will say, hey, by some verses says it is allegorical, ambiguous. It doesn't say that. Mutashabiha is talking about being similar. When something is similar, it takes somebody who is deeply rooted in knowledge to know the difference. So just like a parent who has twins, a parent who gave birth to twins, that parent know the difference between the elder and the younger, but you, the outsider, cannot tell most of the times. It is the parent who can tell who is the older and who is the younger. So which means the parent is deciding based on knowledge, because is well acquainted, or he or she is well acquainted with those two children. You see, they are similar. Twins are similar. We don't say they are the same. So they are similar. So the word used there is mutashabiha in chapter 3, verse 7. Some people will say, oh no, he's saying it is ambiguous. No, that is a wrong word to use. We don't say ambiguous. We say it is similar. But then God talked about those deeply rooted in knowledge. So the Quran, understanding how to decipher the Quran on its own, is based on knowledge and understanding the context in which the Quran displays its own language. So it is not by what scholars will say the Qira'at, there are how many Qira'ats. No. Nowhere did God ever say he revealed the Quran in different versions. And I can give you a verse to back that out also. Quran chapter 10, verse 15. Where
what does that say?
Surah chapter 10, verse 15, where God says, وَإِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِ آيَاتُنَا بَيِّنَاتٍ قَالَ الَّذِينَ لَا يَرْجُونَ لِقَاءَنَا. Then he says, they are telling the prophet, Ati bi Qur'ani gayri haza, aw baddiluhu. So bring a Quran other than this, or change it. What did the prophet say? The prophet says, Kul ma yakunu li an ubaddilahu min tilka in nafs. So he used the word ma yakunu li an ubaddilahu. This ubaddilahu is a masculine pronoun. The damir used there is a singular masculine pronoun. So he says he doesn't have any authority to change it by himself. To change it. And the people who were challenging him also said, bring a Quran other than this, singular, haza. Bring a Quran other than. So if there are different versions of the Quran, as the scholars are claiming, then the prophet easily will have said, okay, I have another version here. I have another version here. So the argument they are laying down does not stand. And because when you ask me out of which version I mean, and I say halves, because that is the flow majority are discussing. So just to make the argument easy, I don't call it halves. It is the name somebody has assigned to it. For instance, me sitting here, I've translated the Quran. So somebody will say Baba Shuaib's version. It doesn't necessitate that I own the Quran. It is the word of God. I happen to translate. So people will allocate that version to me and say Baba Shuaib's version of the Quran. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So that's the argument.
Yeah, I see. I see. I've got like another question about the feeding the poor for like expiation. Like, is it a thing that like if you don't want to fast, that you can like feed a poor person, or is that a wrong opinion?
It's not about if you don't want to fast. Don't want to fast doesn't sound like what a believer will say, because the
Yeah.
fasting has been stipulated for believers. Kutiba alaykum siyam kama kutiba ala allazina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. But God was talking to ya ayyuhal allazina amanu, the believers, right? So this is stipulated for believers, and a believer is willingly wanting to do what God has instructed him. So here, God spoke about if you are sick or on a journey, then he says, فَإِدَّةُ مِنْ أَيَّامٍ أُخَرٍ. Then now it says, وَعَلَى الَّذِينَ يُطِيقُونَهُ. This يُطِيقُونَهُ, it goes with struggle. It goes with endurance. I might be able to do something, but I will struggle. I might be able to do something, but I will suffer. So let me give you an example. I have people who are sick. I know people who are sick and they are still willing to do fasting. I know people who are traveling and still they want to fast. You understand? This is all part of the difficulty. I have people who are working during Ramadan and they are struggling, but they still want to fast.
Okay.
So in order not to disturb yourself, so God gave you the chance to redeem by ransoming, to feed a poor person in exchange. Even though he says, but to fast is better. Meaning I have to put myself in a position where I need to fast. Maybe I can take off from work, or I can take off from whatever is making me not get the chance to fast, just to get the blessing and reward of that blessed month.
I see.
Yeah.
That was the only question I had. Like, just not really a question. Like that thing you said before about the lizard. Like, you know, they say that it's like the lizard. Some scholars say that you have to kill it because when Ibrahim was thrown in the fire, then the lizard didn't blow into the lizard didn't blow into the fire. And that's the story.
But the question is, the lizard at the time of Abraham, is he still alive?
It died. It got X in his eyes.
Oh my God. The mushriks, they just don't cease to amaze me. They are just amazing. Like how it makes sense to them is my contention now. How they got to be convinced with that is mind-boggling. But anyway, my dear brother, thank you very much for calling in. I appreciate that. God bless.
Thank you. Peace. God bless.
Peace. Yeah. So guys, it's not easy when you read. Show that 17.3 was 5%. Yes, Illyrian. Yes, you are right. You can't do the day today. It's gone already. It's done. Salam to you, my dear brother.
Salam, how are you?
I'm doing well, thanks to God. How about you?
I'm good. I'm Hamid. I'm calling from Jordan.
Nice to meet you, Hamid. How may I help you, Hamid?
So I just had a couple questions.
Sure.
So sometimes I like to put myself in the minds of a mushrik,
Yeah.
Try debating with myself
Sure.
to try to, strengthen my arguments.
Yeah.
One of them was for لدلوك الشمس إلى غسق الليل.
Yes.
So, for example, why did God use the word دلوك instead of maybe غروب الشمس?
Okay.
Like, wouldn't it be clear that that's sunset rather than, because they keep saying it's the sun setting at the peak at the noon.
But the question is, does God mention peak and does he mention noon?
Obviously, no.
Thank you. God says sometimes he uses certain muscle in the Quran. He intentionally does that to get the disbelief, those who the zayg in their hearts. فَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ فِي قُلُوبِهِمْ زَيْغٌ فَيَتَّبِعُونَ مَا تَشَابَهَ مِنْهُ ابتغاء الفتنة. So it is a trap God normally sets, but the disbelievers and the hypocrites and those who have this will always fall in that trap. And we see that with the mushriks, what they do. They twist the word. God says Duluki Shams. Then they will say when the sun is declining from its zenith. Where does the verse say zenith? And where does the verse say peak? Where does you understand? Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So they will try to add. Okay, let's use the word daraba. Chapter 4, verse 34. When God says fadrubuhunna, they will translate it and say, God says, beat them lightly. Where is the beat lightly in that verse? Khafifa. Where does he say khafif there?
Yeah.
But even though they fail to realize one word in Arabic doesn't always mean the same thing, it can mean something else. You just need to understand the context in which they appear, right? I keep using this example several times. The word, the link. Okay, yeah. Jihan, yeah, thank you for the reminder. Let me put the link here. The moderators on YouTube, can you highlight the link? The guest invite link is down there, right? Can you pin it if it's possible? For those on TikTok, it's impossible. You cannot see it, right? Okay, so I keep using this informal word in American language. There's a word called shit, shit.
Okay.
I don't know if you have watched that video of mine before, but I was explaining the shit. Are you from the US or where are you from?
I'm from Jordan.
From Jordan. Okay. If you watch American movies and Black American movies, you understand what I mean. But Americans watching right now, they know what I'm talking about. So the word shit, it can be used in about 13 or 14 contexts, and it will all make sense. That word shit can be used for good and bad. You see this glass is a piece of shit. It means is the worst. If I said this glass is the shit, it means it's the best.
Yeah.
You understand? So if I say, hey, don't tell me that BS, bull, and the shit. Don't tell me that. So that same shit, but you are talking nonsense. And that same shit can appear in different contexts, that one word, but it means something else in this context. And that same word, when it's here, it means something else. So God is teaching us how to understand subject and context of a discussion instead of drawing our own conclusions every time. Are you getting my point? So when a particular word appears, it doesn't necessitate automatically that's the meaning. Always that's the meaning. No. So that's why when God says, Inna Allah wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi, then the mushriks again will go and say, God is praying for the prophet. Because they thought word sallu always means salah, pray every time. You get my point?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's the argument. So always you have to understand the subject matter, and then you can watch the context. Then you are like, okay, now you understand. That's why one word can have up to 20 meanings. That's why we have what we call qamus, a vocabulary dictionary. You take a word, you can see the meanings being used a lot. So you have to understand the subject in which is being addressed, then you fit it in. Then the context can be clear. Instead of just saying, okay, this word always means this, it always means this. No, that's not the point. Yeah. So what's the next question?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
So if you remember last week, I had a question about Hajj.
Yeah.
So I decided to do further research and started reading Surah Al-Hajj.
Okay.
And I noticed in verse 28, it says, mention the name of Allah on known days.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, what are the known days, or what's being referred to as known days?
Thank you. You can also translate it as fixed days. Known, something which is known is fixed. Now, you go in for the Hajj, chapter 2, verse 197. You have to obligate for yourself within the month you are choosing. God says, Al-Hajju Ashurul Mahalumat. So you can do the Hajj in those fixed months or well-known months. That's what God says. So we have Shawwal, Zulqa'dah, and Zulhijjah. You can do Hajj in them. Now, if you decide to go for Hajj in Shawwal, right, even though the mushriks have already limited it to Zulhijjah, right? But if you decide, right now they allow people to do Umrah. They allow people to go Shawwal, Umrah in Shawwal. And even though God says we should do the Hajj and the Umrah together, right? So now, if you decide to go, let's say this month coming, Shawwal, this month we are entering Shawwal, then you can do it in 3 days or 2 days, the list. So now, if you decide to go there and do it 3 days or 4 days, that is already the well-known days for you. Within those months, you have decided. If you have decided to go Shawwal and you decide to go there for 4 days, now you already know the fixed days you are there to do. Those fixed days that you are there to do your Hajj. That is your well-known number of days.
Okay, so it's more subjective for each person.
Thank you. For each group, I would say. For each group. So when God is talking about Hajj, he is always limiting the statement to group of people. For instance, in Quran chapter 2, verse 196, when he was talking about the 3 and 7 days fasting, then he says, this is for those whose people are not attending the Masjid al-Haram. So always talking in a group context, meaning that is why they made it in the point that when people are going for Hajj, they come in groups. Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
They come in groups. So the group of this nation, the group of these people, they come, they decide to do 3 days, 4 days, then they go. This can do 5 days. But it shouldn't be all done in Zulhijjah, which is wrong. The 12th month, people gathered there over more than millions of people, which is wrong. According to God, it is to be done in months, not just 1 month.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. What's your next question?
So my other question is, in the Quran, there's a mention of the 7 oft-repeated verses. So I know the mushriks, they say this is Surah Al-Fatiha, but I tried to investigate. I couldn't see where was the connection of 7 oft-repeated verses. So is it referring to Surah Al-Fatiha?
Based on the context and understanding, yes, you can allocate it to Fatiha. That is the strongest argument. So let's break this down. When you take the Fatiha, it's independent from the message of the Quran. The message of the Quran from Baqarah to An-Nas is a message to mankind. You understand? Fatiha is more like the opener. You are opening something. That's why we call it the opener, the key to something. So the Fatiha opens the Quran. So God says, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَاكَ سَبَأً مِنَ الْمَثَانِ. Then he says, وَقُرْآنَ الْعَظِيمِ. The Quran al-Azim. So this Quran is a message to mankind, whilst the Fatiha is the one opening it. And Fatiha is the only chapter which has the official verse number, Bismillah, as the official verse number 1. So when you count the verses, it's 7 verses, and you can see based on the structure of the verses, it is not only a dua Prophet Muhammad did. It is people of the book in the past also do the same dua.
Okay, I see. So does this mean that Surah Al-Fatiha has a certain status, maybe higher than the other surahs?
Yes, because that's specifically addressed to God. That's a doorway to God. It's just like if you want to call Baba Shaib right now, I need to give you a phone number.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So you are using God to open the Quran. So God is more like the doorway to the Quran. So you contact him. That's why we say guide us to the straight path. So as soon as you start reading the book, he gives you the answers in the book. Then he starts telling you, ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ لَا رَيْبَ فِيهِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Because he always gives the prophets books, the book that they have to lead the people for guidance with. So now he's telling you that is the book. So he has been given to every prophet the book to guide their people. Right? So now he's telling you that is the book because you're asking for guidance. So he's going to guide you using the book. So God says in Quran chapter 10, verse 9, indeed, those who believe and act righteous, God is going to guide them by their faith. And the faith can only be attained from the book. Remember, Prophet Muhammad himself in chapter 42, verse 52, he had no idea of what the book was or the faith. He had no idea of the two. The faith and the book, he had no idea. And then God guided him. Right? So now, if we are telling God, guide us, Fatiha serves as the opener. So when God says, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَاكَ سَبَأَ مِنَ الْمَثَانِي, that is repeated. When we say mathania, something which is repeated. So it didn't only start with the Prophet Muhammad, it has been repeated. And that's why Fatiha is always the opener you use to open something. Because you are talking to God directly. So somebody will say, why will God give a chapter where we are addressing, why will Baba Shrib give you his phone number to call him? Because I want you to reach me. So I need to give you the doorway,
Yeah.
So Fatiha says like, that's why the chapter is called Fatiha.
I see, okay.
Yeah. So that chapter 15, verse 87 is actually deciphering the Fatiha from the Great Quran to show you these 7 oft repeated verses to give you the gateway into the Quran, the Great Quran. Yes. So I guess you're done with your questions, or you have another one for me?
I have one more. You have to forgive me. It's a bit stupid, but like I said, I told you I tried to pretend I'm a mushrik and debating with myself.
Okay.
So my question is about Salat al-Jum'ah.
Okay.
So if we were only to read the Quran alone, it never specifically says whether the day of congregation is something to do once every week or once a month or once a year. So if you're a Quran only follower, like how do we know that it's only once a week?
Okay. That's the question, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, saying Salat al-Jum'ah, there is no such thing as Salat al-Jum'ah in the Quran. That's number one. God mentioned Yawm al-Jum'ah. There's a difference between saying Salat al-Jum'ah and Yawm al-Jum'ah.
Okay.
There's a big difference. And that Yawm al-Jum'ah, it is the day of congregation used for what? Sale, bay'ah, tijara. So that is why the verse says, Ya ayyuhal lazina amanu iza nudiya lis-salat min yawmil jum'at fas'aw ila zikrillah wazarul bay'ah. So you see, you leave what? The sale.
The work.
Yes,
Yeah.
the activities. But when you read up to verse 11, it tells you there's tijara and then lahwi going on. There's entertainment and business going on. So that is the day of amusement, congregation, and other activities going on. It is not a day specifically saying holiday or saying a day which is called Friday. No. No. So let me give you this understanding, so you get to understand it very well. I have a video that I did a breakdown on this, but I just want to give you the clarity now, for the sake of the audience. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to pay attention. The yawm doesn't have a definite article on it. It doesn't have a definite article. Marifa, chapter 62, verse 9. Let me put it on the screen here. Chapter 62, verse 9. When you look at the yawm al Jum'ah, the yawm doesn't have a definite article on it. So when translating, you can put the day of congregation is correct, or day of the congregation is correct. But you can just say the day of the congregation, so it's wrong. If you say the day of the, if you give the moment you put the day, the congregation shouldn't have another day, because that's an adab. So it has to be the day of congregation or day of the congregation, but you cannot say the day of the congregation. Then you have given the yawm another day, which you are trying to specify the day, meaning the day is fixed. So the word yawm in Arabic, does it, if it has al yawm, then it is the day is fixed. You understand?
Yes.
That means that day is fixed on the spot of the week, so it cannot be changed. So it's fixed, it's there.
Okay, so now that there's no the on the congregate or the on the day of
It is
congregation.
the congregation which is fixed. So congregation, we all have congregation everywhere. It's fixed. It can happen. We all have a day. We have congregation, entertainment, sales. We all have in every country. There's a fixed day. People know this is the market's day. This is the day which is fixed for everybody to go. Just like when Moses faced Pharaoh, they have the day they called Yawm al-Zinata, the day of adornment. Are you aware of that?
No, I'll be honest.
Oh, you are not aware of that. Okay. That is Quran chapter 20, verse 59. Okay, I give you. Let me put it on the screen. Chapter 20, verse 59, concerning Moses and Pharaoh. I put it on the screen, if you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see it.
So you see, I'm going to highlight it for you. Thank you, Bilal Jibril. You see, yawmu zinati.
It also doesn't say al yawm.
Yes, but this check my translation. You see, I put de in front of the day, but the adornment I didn't put de over there. So the de is assigned to the adornment. So when I say the day of adornment, so it is the adornment which is the definite article, not that particular day. So they fixed that day because of Moses. They fixed it because of Moses. So it wasn't like the day was always there. That is happening regularly. No, they only fixed that day, Yawm al-Zinati, because of Moses. So that day they are going to adorn the place. So that's the day of the adornment. Let's meet. But till today, if you ask any person, when is the day of adornment? If you like, ask the children of Israel, ask the Jews, and everyone, when is the day of adornment? They don't know. Okay, so now let's tackle chapter 62, verse 9. Yes, and then another one is Yawm al-Furqan. That is the chapter 88, verse 41. Let me show you another one. Chapter 8, verse 41. Yeah, if you check on the screen here, I highlighted it. Yawm al-Furqan. You see? So it is the Furqan which is the definite, not the day. It is the Furqan, which is the definite. So it is an event for the Furqan so that you remember that date, because the Furqan was the main thing you have to remember the day with. But the day is not fixed on the calendar like a day which, let's say, which is repeated. Like we say, okay, this week, this is the Yawm al-Furqan. So next week, Yawm al-Furqan is coming again, Wednesday. Then we go again, Yawm al-Furqan, Wednesday. No. Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So it's a one-time thing, which is not fixed. It is the Furqan which is fixed, not the day. So now, let's go back to the Jumu'ah issue. Chapter 62, verse 9. Here. So he says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu iza nudiya lis-salat. It didn't say lis-salat al-Jumu'ah. It doesn't say lis-salat al-Jumu'ah. It is sectarians who try to interpolate their own understanding to the verse, and that is why the problem arises. And remember, I keep telling people, chapter 10, verse 82, God says, وَيُحِقُّ اللَّهُ الْحَقَّ بِكَلِمَاتِهِ وَلَوْ كَرِهَ الْمُجْرِمُونَ. God will enforce the truth with his words, even if the criminals dislike it. So if we want to enforce the truth, whose words are we supposed to use?
God, obviously.
Obviously. So now, God says, Ya ayyuhallazina amanu iza nudiya lis-salat min yawmil jum'ati. So it is the Jum'ah which is definite, not the yawmi. So I want people to understand this so badly, because when you look at the subject of the verse, okay, look at the chapter, the name of the chapter. Do you know what it's called?
Congregation.
Thank you. But what do you see the mushrik doing? They will say the chapter of Friday. Usually, have you seen them doing that?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, because they want to twist the meaning so bad to fit their ideology. So God never said the name of the chapter is Yawm al-Jum'ah. He says Surah al-Jum'ah, because that is the main subject. That is the event. So that event is a congregation. What happens? Then he says, Fas'au ila zikrillahi wazarul bay'a, because that day of the congregation, people are already doing business. They are doing sales and entertainment. So now God says, Zalikum khairul lakum in kuntum ta'alamun. Then it continues. فَإِذَا قُضِيَتِ الصَّلَاةِ فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ. Then it continues. وَإِذَا رَأَوْا تِجَارَةً أَوْ لَهْوًا انفضوا إِلَيْهَا وَتَرَكُوكَ قَائِمًا قُلْ مَا عِندَ اللَّهِ خَيْرٌ مِنَ اللَّهْوِ وَمِنَ التِّجَارِ وَاللَّهُ خَيْرُ الرَّازِقِينَ. So it's saying here, O you who have believed, or who believe, when called to the salat from the day of congregation, then proceed to the remembrance of God and leave sale. That is better for you if you should know. Then it continues, and when the salat has been concluded, then disperse in the land and seek from the favor of God and commemorate God frequently so that you may succeed. Then verse 11, but when they saw, please, before the salat is started, which people were called to the salat?
The people of Muhammad, the Muslims.
No. Verse 9 gives you the answer. Which people were called to the salat?
The believers, or you have believed.
Thank you. So it was believers, the verse God asked to be called for the salat, right? Okay. Quran chapter 4, verse 103. God says, Inna salata kanat alal mu'minina kitaban mawquta. The salat has the written time, decreed times for the believers. Salat is only meant for believers. So it was believers he was calling. But why is it that verse 11, when they knew he was calling them for the salat, why is it that some of them, when they saw a business or entertainment, they left the prophet standing? Is it a day of salat, or is it a day of the business? Which is which?
Okay.
Are you getting the point?
Yeah.
So the idea of saying that day is Friday, that is the days, no, they are lying to you. It is the day these people are doing their entertainment and business already. So they are not used to doing salat on that day. that type of salat, or they will call you to come and say, come and pray. They are not used to doing that. So it is the people trying to lie and say, oh, okay, right now, if you go to Saudi Arabia, it is holiday. Friday is holiday there. They made it Friday, of course. Friday.
Even here in Jordan, Friday is a holiday.
They made it Friday, and then they make it a holiday. Right? So now, when you read the verse carefully, the believers, what God is advising them, he didn't say he will punish them. He didn't say they are going to hell. He didn't say what they did is evil. Listen what God says. They rushed to it and left you, Muhammad, standing. Say to them, what is with God is better. Say to them, what is with God is better than entertainment and business, for God is best of the providers. Did God rebuke the believers?
No.
Did he say, hey, you are going to hell because you missed the salat? Because they are not used to that on that day. It wasn't a fixed day to say Yawmul Jum'ah, so they have to go to Salat al-Jum'ah. Are you saying believers don't know if there's Yawmul Jum'ah? So they will leave Salat and then go to entertainment if there's actually something called Salat al-Jum'ah? Are you getting my argument here?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. So it's the day that was, let's say, special, not the prayer. There's nothing special about this prayer.
Exactly.
It's just that they used to miss the prayer.
Thank you.
Okay.
It is the this thing, the day which is special, not this how will I call it, the events that they make is Salat al-Jum'ah. It doesn't exist. There's nothing like Salat al-Jum'ah in the Quran, because there is no way believers will leave the Prophet standing if there was actually Salat al-Jum'ah fixed.
Yeah, because even when I got more into Quran only, and I thought there was Salat al-Jum'ah, it was such a thing, I would even tell my friends, like, why would God force me to do this? And then when I go and they're giving the khutbah, it's a bunch of mushrik stuff. This Sahabi said this hadith said this.
I'm serious. They are telling a bunch of BS in the khutbah. Nothing sensible there. I'm serious.
Yeah, no, I agree. Wallah, yeah.
You understand? So that's why I keep fronting people with the argument. Even after you, I'm waiting for any mushrik to join me, to come and prove to me where it says Salat al-Jum'ah in the Quran. It doesn't exist. There's nothing like Salat al-Jum'ah in the Quran. Because then the believers will have been guilty. God will punish them severely for that. Because according to the hadith, let me tell you, according to the hadith, they said one time the Prophet made the azan, called the muazzin called the azan, and then he wanted to go and burn the believers' houses for not coming to pray.
What? They made this with a straight face.
I'm serious. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. He wanted to go and burn their houses down for not coming to pray. Look, where do I save it? I'll find it.
Will you put it in your new book? Put that hadith in your new book.
I should put it in my new book. Houses. Oh, where did I put it? House. So he wanted to go and burn their houses for not coming for the salat. Where is it? Here, just a second. Hi, Shrib. What do you say about people saying Hadith al Qudus is another revelation? Hadith al Qudus is not a revelation. It is them who gave it the name Hadith al Qudus. The Prophet never revealed any book called Hadith al Qudus. They call it Holy Hadith. It is nonsensical again. Seriously. No such thing as Hadith al Qudus in Islam. They invented that. The Prophet never brought any book to say Hadith al Qudus. Okay, if they call that Hadith al Qudus, how do we call the Quran? Do they ever call the Quran Quran al Qudus? You ever heard somebody calling the Quran al Qudus?
Yeah, also then wouldn't that then become an ayah?
Exactly. Then it has to be, that's to the extent some of them where they call the hadith revelation. They are confused. Yeah, just a second. I'm looking for the file where I saved this particular I found it. I found the hadith. Let me put it here. And sunnah.com. This is the hadith. It's Sahih al-Bukhari 2420. For people who are doubting what I just said. Sahih al-Bukhari 2420. According to Abu Huraira, again, the father of cats. This guy, they have to bring him back to life and whip him. Abu Huraira, wallahi. He has to be resurrected again. Then we put him on the bench. I'm serious. And whip him. Abu Huraira said, the Prophet said, no doubt, I intend to order somebody to pronounce the ikama of the congregational prayer. That is the Jummah. And then I will go to the houses of those who do not attend the prayer and burn their houses over them.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, you find all this in the garbage books. Hey, seriously. So it is like a comedy. These people are comedic people. They are comedians. The thing they created is something else, right? So write the hadith down. This is the hadith. They say the Prophet is forcing people to come and pray Jummah prayers by force. Now look at what the Quran is saying. Quran is saying they left him standing and they went for their business and entertainment. And the hadith is saying he's threatening them. I will burn your houses if you don't come for the Jummah prayer.
You know, so I have a question for the mushriks.
Yes.
The punishment for us avoiding prayer is we burn in hell. So then what's the point of burning in hell if the Prophet's going to come and burn our house?
Yes, he's coming to burn the houses down. And because you don't come for Jummah. Hey! You understand? They've created a ridiculous version of a religion.
They created a cult. It's not even a religion.
No, it's a cult, yes. It's a man-made religion, which is a cult, yes. So that is the issue here. But yeah, that is the point. So is that part clear for you now?
Yeah, very, very clear. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear brother. Thank you very much. Stay tuned. Keep on watching. I might stay for 30 minutes before I go.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Peace.
Peace.
So I have a nurse caller. A nurse caller tried calling. Let me see. I can call the person back. Somebody tried calling. Oh, why can't I see the number? They tried calling me. Okay, this. Here. Yeah, salam. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is Akib. I'm calling from Canada.
Your name is Aki?
Shakib.
Ah, Shakib. You are the one calling right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Nice to meet you,
It's a pleasure to talk to you. Nice to meet you, Professor.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Thank you for sharing all your knowledge.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Professor, I have a question. Is it possible for you to make a video about riba?
A full video about riba? Yes, I can do that.
I have so many questions about all the mortgage. Is it halal to buy a home on mortgage?
Okay.
Anything
on
also,
it? Yeah.
all about, like, especially in nowadays in this economy, what is permitted and what is haram.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really hard to be guided in this kind of word right now.
I can tackle that. I can do a specific program, or I can specifically arrange a question and answer program where people can ask me. I can discuss that. Yeah, people can ask questions concerning that, and we see what.
Thank you very much, Prophet.
Thank you very much. Then we see what the Quran says. So Shakib, you have another question for me?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
About the Siyam during the month of Ramadan.
Yeah.
When they say yuntiqahu, is it the people only who struggle to do the Siyam that can pay the fidya?
There are some, yes, people who struggle.
There are
people who will struggle.
only struggle.
Yes, that's why God says wa'ala allazina yutikunahu. But it goes with people who are sick and traveling, because that's a struggle also.
Okay.
It can be understood that like that.
But the literal meaning, is it like not people who only want?
No, the literal meaning is endure. People who will endure.
Who will endure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a literal meaning. Endure.
It's more clear now.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Professor. So
Thank you,
I am
thank you.
waiting for the video, inshallah.
Yeah. I will schedule that. I think we are in the ending month part of March. I might do it in next month, April, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yes. Inshallah.
Thank you very much for all your work, Professor.
You're welcome. I
God
appreciate
bless you.
God bless you too. One love. I have to. There's another caller who tried calling me. Let me call that caller back right now. Is it? Okay. This caller plus 91.
Assalamu alaikum, Baba.
Wa alaikum salam, my brother. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Asif Bukar.
Asif.
Yeah, I called you last week.
Okay. You called last time. Okay. Asif, how may I help you?
And I have a question about zakat.
Okay.
See, about the zakat, I have understood that it is to be paid at the time of the harvest. But what about the gold which we have collected, or in our property we have some gold, or we have some property? So do we have to pay zakat on this as the mushriks do?
Zakat al-Fitr, are you talking about? Is it Zakat al-Fitr you're asking me?
No, normal zakat.
Normal zakat. Whatever they do in their zakat, we don't do it the same as them. Their zakat is different. Their zakat is totally different from what God commands. They even invented something they call Zakat al-Fitr. They do it at the end of Ramadan, and then they ask you to come and give 2.5% charity. It is wrong. It's not from God. That's not what God asked you to do.
Okay.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I have a video on zakat. Zakat according to the Quran. I have a full lecture. If you go to my YouTube, yes, it's called Zakat of the Quran. Go to my YouTube and go to the playlist. Look for Zakat series.
Sure. I will watch it as well.
Yeah, look for that. It's a full lecture. I gave the breakdown of zakat. You can learn a lot from it.
Okay.
Yeah, you do that.
So we don't have to pay any zakat on the gold which we have, the ornament.
No. Your gold. Listen. If you want to give zakat, it's a charity you have to give in order to purify your own soul. But there's no taxation on your gold, your silver, whatever you want to give from what you love. whatever you choose to give. It's not like, look, this is a silver ring. This ring I'm wearing is silver ring. But if I have to give charity, I have other things I can give charity. I have money I can give for charity. It's not this by force. I have to take this and give charity. No. And let me tell you the advantage of me wearing a silver ring or a silver necklace. I have a silver necklace. Let me tell you the advantage. If I go somewhere and I lose my wallet, my purse, and I lose it, I still have money. I still have money on my hand. I can just look for somebody and say, hey, I'm selling this. I need money for transportation. So just take this, give me the money. That's still money. There's nothing like God is taxing you of your gold, your silver. No, if you want to do it. The silent Baba. You so there is nothing like God is taxing you over your gold, your silver, your car. No, nothing like that. So this is what God says in Quran chapter 70, verse 24. Let me give a verse here. In Quran chapter 70, here, Quran chapter 70, verse 24 to verse 25, God says, and those in whose wealth is a known due. Then God says, for the beggar and the deprived, right? And they believe in the day of judgment. Now, we have people who are willing to give from their money to help the poor. Like, for instance, I organized a charity program for Ramadan. We fed a lot of old people, over 100 and how many, is it 170, 180 old people already, right? Now we are planning to feed extra when the Ramadan comes to end. There are extra people we have to feed again. But the point is, see, these old people we fed, we have people who voluntarily want to give their money to help feed the poor and to change people's lives. So feeding the poor doesn't mean I'm only giving them food and drink. We have old people, we even pay their rent for them. We have old people, they have to be taken to hospital because maybe they have some health issues that needs to be taken care of. We have old people, sometimes they don't have even a fan in their room. We buy it for them. So this is based on a charity cause, right? So it doesn't have to, you don't have to wait for 1 year till Ramadan ends. Then somebody will say, come and pay Zakat al-Fitr. No such thing like that. If you are a believer, you always constantly have a time you want to help somebody. You understand? So this is how it works. So there's no such thing as the way they do it. So in order to get more clarity on this subject, I recommend you watch my video on Zakat of the Qur'an. Go to my YouTube playlist and go to the playlist and look for Zakat series. You get your answer there.
Sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very
I
much.
have one more question.
Yeah.
Regarding the sacrifice of the goat, suppose I'm not going for Hajj or Umrah.
Okay.
But like how the mushriks, they do sacrifice of the goat or animal. Do we have to follow that? We have to give sacrifice?
Oh, you can do it in any month after Ramadan. That is Shawwal, Zulqa'dah, Zulhijjah. You can do it. If you are not going for the Hajj, you can do that. If you are a family, or the head of a family, you can do it on behalf of the family. There's no way God says everybody in the family has to slaughter a goat or sheep or not. No. Are you getting the point?
Okay.
So if you don't have the capacity to slaughter an animal, you just need to fast. Yeah, you fast 10 days.
10 days we have to fast.
Yeah, you can fast 10 days. It's not consecutive. You can actually do rest and do the rest till you do all the 10 within the months ahead.
Is it compulsory? Like I'm not. I don't have any intentions to perform Hajj this year.
Then you slaughter the animal. If you don't slaughter the animal, then you fast.
Okay.
Yeah, that is the requirement according to Quran chapter 2, verse 196. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. You're really very good.
You're welcome.
You're the topmost, actually.
I appreciate that.
Nobody is above you actually right now.
Thank you.
For clarifying all the doubts about the Quran.
Thank you very much, Brother Asif. I appreciate you. God bless you. Keep on watching the program. Thank you.
Sure, sir.
God bless you.
I'm a regular watcher of your streams.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
that.
much for clarifying that.
God bless you. Peace.
Thank you.
We have a caller from Iraq, right? Iraq. Wow. Salam to you, my brother.
Salam.
Salam, salam, salam. Salam, my dear brother. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Bulan. I'm from Kurdistan.
From Kurdistan. Okay, yeah. Nice to meet you, bro.
So, nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
So, I'm new to this community. One of my friends actually told me about you, about MFG. I'm young still, and what is the best way to learn or to investigate more on the Quranic topics?
Okay. If you say you are young, are you teenage before? Are you below 20?
Yeah, I'm below 20.
Okay.
I'm 18.
Okay. Yeah, it's fair enough. 18, you are smart. 18 is good. I consider anything from 17, 18, 19 as smart people. You know, if you are below that, then I would say, oh, there's a problem. But yeah, you're smart. Anyway, so you see, when you are a young person and you come on the internet is a confusion. It's a world of confusion.
Yeah.
You understand? So when you come on the internet, there are things you should look for when you are listening to different videos, different people. Always look for facts and truth and not opinions. Always look for things you can verify and not people's opinion. On the social media, you are going to get a lot of people's opinion on social media. You have to learn to decipher between people's opinion and the truth. So with people's opinion, if you go with people's opinion, they are going to confuse you. For instance, when you come on social media, somebody will tell you Ramadan is not Ramadan. Ramadan is September. Then you come.
Yeah, I've actually heard.
Then you come. Some people will tell you there's no ritual in Islam. Now you don't need to do salat. Then some people will say, what is it? Some people will say Muhammad is not even Muhammad. He's not a human being. It's just an adjective. Some people will say Prophet Muhammad and all the prophets are not real. They are just something, not real. They never existed. Yeah, people will be given all this opinion like this, right? So you have to learn to decipher between opinions and facts. And when we are talking about facts, they are proofs that can be verified. So it becomes the truth. When something is factual, it becomes the truth. Right? So when you are on social media as a young person, this is what I say you should look for, because you get confused a lot.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yes, they will confuse you a lot, because then they are bombarding you. Because when you are at that age growing, your brain is still has a lot of space, right? You have a lot of space. So you want to fill in a lot of jumbles, a lot of issues. So then it will start giving you sleepless nights. No, I advise you look for what we call the truth and not people's opinion. So when somebody is even answering you, ask them, is it your opinion or is it a fact? You will see them stammering. They are confused.
Right.
Yeah. Whenever you ask somebody a religious question, just ask them, is this your opinion or is it a fact? You will see them like, then you'll be like, but nobody knows. Nobody knows how.
Yeah, you see, most of the time, I'm still in school. We have some debates, you know, on different topics about religion or science. But mostly when we are teenagers, when we speak to each other, some of them give their own opinion on something and not actual facts.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, when people give their opinions, they cannot force it on you. People give their opinion, just tell them this is your opinion. That's it. If they want to argue it's a fact, then they have to prove it.
Right.
Simple.
So I have another question.
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Okay.
So I'm Kurdish. Definitely, I don't know the Arabic language that much. What is the best way? Is there any way to study Quran without knowing classical Arabic?
Yes. I advise the people who want to study the Quran, start with the basic Arabic, the MSc, the modern standard. Go do online studies from the basic one. You see, academically, when you start going to school, do you know why they start teaching you alphabets? A, B, C, D, and so on. Do you know why they start teaching you that?
Because it's a start thing.
They teach you that it's an establishment, we call it foundation. It's like when you're building a house, you need foundation before the house will be set up. So same education-wise, they have to teach you the simple aspect of things. Then you can, now your brain can start building up from small to big. Right? Because sometimes when they bring that big issue to your head, your brain cannot handle it. So they have to teach you, then it will make sense. So now, when you are dealing with the Quran is in a classical language. So what you need to do is start with the basic Arabic language. When you're studying the roots and structures of the basic Arabic, it gives you the easy access to come and understand the advanced level. Right? And then the basic one, you don't need to actually go and enroll yourself in the madrasa. I was fortunate when I was in Ghana, I went to madrasa, I studied the basics and so on. But the advanced one, when you know the basic one, it's easy to give you the clues to how to learn the advanced one. It gives you clues.
Right.
Yeah. And the Quran, most of the things you see in the Quran has been repeated. Most of the statements, Ya ayyuha allazina amanu, Ya ayyuha allazina amanu, Ya ayyuha nabiy, Ya ayyuha rasool, Ya ayyuha kafirun. You see, when these things are repeated in your head, you start to know the meaning easily.
Yeah, so you're right on that. When I was a child, I was born a Sunni.
Yeah.
And we always read the Quran without knowing the meaning.
Yeah.
I've been reading it. I know Arabic, but not on that level.
Yeah.
To know everything. So the words are very, very similar to each other.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. For instance, I've come across Arabians. I've come across somebody from different Arabian world, right? I've come across people from Sudan, people from, you mentioned it, people Bahrain, Yemen, and so on. They have different dialects, different versions of Arabic language.
Yeah, right.
There's some word that I'll pronounce. Somebody from another country, Arabian, doesn't know the word, and you'll be like, "What word is that?" And there's a word this particular Arab country will use. That's not how this Arab country pronounces it, right? So they made a standard one which they have to use. There's an MSc, Modern Standard Arabic, that they all have to use. And then there's also the Fusha, which the classical.
Yeah,
but apart from Fusha was created out of the Quran because Qur'anic Arabic was there before Fusha came. You understand? Fusha came after the Quran, not before the Quran. So the Fusha, they arrange the rules so that it will help you to study, to come to understanding the Quran, because it's a classical language. So the different verb types, for instance, the different verb structures of the Arabic language, the basic one, if you are learning the classic one, we have advanced verb types, right? But then when you are learning the basic one, there's up to a limit. I think 10 or 11 or something, verb types that they go. But when you are learning the classical one, it goes higher, above, right? So understanding how the structure of the language works, if you learn the basic, it can help you to come to get to the advanced one when you are reading the Quran every day, every hour. I've met Arabian people, native Arabian people, who don't understand the Quran. Are you getting me?
So, yeah, I get it. So thank you very much, Dr. Shaitan.
You're welcome.
I've been reading your Quran translation.
Oh, that's good. Online? Yeah?
Yeah, online.
Okay, that's good.
I can't get my hand on a physical book, but online is good. It's not bad.
Yeah, online is also good. I had a disappointment by the printing press this time around. The whole of Ramadan, I wasn't able to. I had issues with them. I won't say I had issues. They had issues in their company. There was a shuffle. There was a new boss and everything. So unfortunately, people getting. But I'm receiving them this week. So it's ready for people who need it for shipments. I'm getting them this week. So they promised me by Friday. So I should receive them this week. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. And let me take much of your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Thank you. Spas.
No need. It's such fun.
Yes. Okay, guys. We are almost 3 hours. When I end the stream on Facebook, YouTube, I'm going to TikTok, right? When I end the stream here, I'm going to TikTok. Yeah. I'm going to TikTok because some people have sent a request to join TikTok. I don't know if you can hear, but some people have sent a request. They want to join. So let me see if you can hear. I'm trying one here. Let's see if it works. I'm trying one. Somebody wants to ask a question. Yes, hello, brother. Guys, you cannot hear it, right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, let me do
Yeah, I
this.
hear you clearly.
Let me do this. Guys, those watching from YouTube and this thing, can you hear him? Yeah, speak up. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, so my name is Abu Huraira and I'm calling from Ghana.
Abu Huraira from Ghana.
Yeah, so my question is, I have maybe about 2 to 3 questions, right?
Just a second. Just a second. I want to do something here. Just a second. Is it this one? Can you speak up? I want to see something.
Yeah.
Can I go ahead? Yeah, I want to see something, guys. For those on YouTube, and can you hear him? Can you hear him loud and clearly now? Those on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick, please let me know. And Facebook, please let me know. Can you hear him sound and clearly? Wait, I just want them to answer, then we go ahead.
No problem.
Can you be speaking so that they can type? You say your name. Somebody says I'm lagging on here. It's lagging. Please, the ones who think it is lagging, can you step down and come back? Because I don't see it lagging here. You said your name is what? Abu what?
Abu Urwa.
Urwa. Okay. Abu Urwa, how may I help you?
Okay, so I have like 2 to 3 questions, right? And
If
my
it's
first question is
if it is a lot, you are going to cause a problem.
No, it's not
Anyway, let's go. Let's continue.
Okay, so my first question is, what does the word Laylat al Qadr, what does it mean, first of all?
The night of destiny.
Okay, so it is one night, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so and then now here goes my second question.
Yeah.
I would like to understand what Allah meant in these two verses in the Quran.
Yeah.
That is Quran chapter 97 verse 1, where Allah says, Inna anzalnahu fi Laylat al Qadr. And then I think the second verse where Allah says in Surah Al-Furqan, where he says, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَوْلَا نُزِّلَ عَلَيْهِ الْقُرْآنُ جُمْلَةً وَاحِدَةً. نعم, there Allah says, كَذَلِكَ لِيُثَبِّتَ بِهِ فُؤَادَكَ.
Chapter 25 verse 32.
25 verse 32.
Yeah.
So the first verse in Quran chapter 97 says, Inna anzalnahu fi Laylat al Qadr.
Yeah.
And then in Quran chapter 25, it says, وَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَوْلَا نُزِّلَ عَلَيْهِ الْقُرْآنُ جُمْلَةً وَاحِدَةً.
Yeah.
In another verse where it says, there's another verse, I think in Surah Al-Isra, where Allah says, قُرْآنًا فَرَقْنَاهُ عَلَى النَّاسِ لِتَقْرَأَهُ عَلى النَّاسِ عَلَى مُكْثٍ وَنَزَّلْنَاهُ تَنزِيلًا.
Yeah.
So I want you to explain to me between these verses, harmonize it, and then try to give me an understanding. What does Allah mean by the context?
I don't need
where
to give
says
you
in one night, and then another one it was.
I don't need to give you an understanding. You have to be specific with your question, what you are looking for. Then I can answer you accordingly.
Okay.
If you say I should give you an understanding, if you say I should give you an understanding, this means you are looking for opinion. You are not looking for, a straightforward fact of statement. So pinpoint what you are looking for, then I can answer you.
Okay, so let me make it clear. So Allah says, Inna anzalnahu fi Laylat al Qadr, which means here in the verse, it is in one night. The Quran was revealed in one night.
Okay.
That is the night of destiny, as you said. And then in the other verse, Allah says, لَوْلَا نُزِّلَ عَلَيْهِ الْقُرْآنُ جُمْلَةً وَاحِدًا, which means the Quran was not revealed all at once. It was revealed in stages. So which one is it? Is it one night or in stages?
It is in stages. He gave you the answer. You yourself quoted the answer. Chapter 17, verse 105 to 106. وَبِحَكِّ أَنزَلْنَاهُ وَبِحَكِّ نَزَلْ. It told you about the Quran, that it has been revealed. لِتَقْرَأَهُ عَلَى النَّاسِ عَلَى مُكْثٍ وَنَزَّلْنَاهُ تَنزِيلًا. So when it says tanzila, it means it's based on revelation. And revelation is a gradual process. It's not at once. So if Quran has given you the answer in chapter 17, verse 106, and you yourself read it, the answer is there. So it is not at once, but this is how it works. You see, when I was born in one day, and actually I was born in the night. That's why I don't sleep at night. So I was born in the night, but I didn't grow fully in one night, right? So me as a human being, I was born in one night, but I didn't grow fully in one night. The Quran goes in the gradual process similarly. Quran was revealed to the Prophet in one night, but the entirety of the Quran to be written down wasn't done in one night. So it has to be read through time for it to complete. So the answer is found in Quran chapter 20, verse 114. Surah Taha. This is what God says. God is saying clearly to us so that we can understand, even though he received the Quran, but it is not at once that the people got it from him. So this is God says, فَتَعَالَ اللَّهُ مَلِكُ الْحَقِّ. He says, وَلَا تَجْعَلْ بِالْقُرْآنِ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يُقْضَى إِلَيْكَ وَحْيُ. Then he says, وَقُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا. He says, so exalted is God, the King, the truth, and do not hasten with the Quran before it's what? Wahi, that is revelation, inspiration, is completed to you. And say, Lord, increase me in knowledge. So this is the Prophet himself being told that even though the Quran has been given to him as a tanzil, revelation, he has it, but he can't just hasten with it unless the inspiration has been completed. So then now he can reveal what he is asked to reveal. So this is why the disbelievers ask that question. Why was the Quran not revealed to him jumlatan wahida, whole at once, like a book at once like this? So then God gave them the answer.
Yeah, so from what you said, you gave me an example of you being born in the night.
Yes.
And you said that's the reason why you don't sleep in the night. You don't sleep at night. And then you said because of that, you born in the night doesn't mean but you grew up gradually. So are you trying to compare that the Quran was brought in one night and then it started growing? I don't understand.
The concept of the Quran entirely was given to the Prophet in one night, but it wasn't entirely as a book, the way we have a book, it doesn't mean at once the book came like this. It's with him. Because it has to, yes, the concept of Al-Qur'an was given to the Prophet in one night. Listen carefully. This is what God says in Surah Al-Dukhan, chapter 44, verse 1. I'm going to read up to verse 6. This is what God says. It says, Hameen wal kitab al-mubin. Then he says, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarak. Inna kunna munzirin. Then he says, Fiha yufraku kullu amrin hakim. Then he says, Amran min indina. Then he says, Inna kunna mursilin. Rahmatan min rabbik. Innahu huwa sami'un alim. Now, what God is explaining to you, gradual process here, even though it says Hami wal Kitab al Mubin, doesn't mean at once the Prophet was given a physical book like this in his hand. Even though it was revealed in one night, doesn't mean he had a physical book. But it was in his fuhad. It has to be now revealed to the people in a gradual procession, as we call the wahi, the inspiration. So the Prophet himself in Quran chapter 6, verse 19, he says, وَأُوْيَ إِلَيَّ هَذَا الْقُرْآنِ لِأُنْزِرَكُمْ بِهِ وَمَنْ بَلَغَ. But even though he was doing the nazar to them, it doesn't mean everything he does it as one. It's based on inspiration, so it was a gradual process. So like I said, chapter 17, verse 106 gives you the simple answer. You yourself read the answer, but I don't know how you are taking the understanding from. God says, وَقُرْآنًا فَرَقْنَاهُ لِتَقْرَاهُ عَلَى النَّاسِ عَلَى مُكْثٍ. Then he says, وَنَزَّلْنَاهُ تَنزِيلًا. Right?
You know, I understand when you are saying where the verses Allah is talking about فَرَقْنَاهُ عَلَى النَّاسِ تَقْرَاهُ عَلى النَّاسِ, and those, the one that he said, الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَوْلَا نُزِلَ, that verse. I understand about the verse being revealed in stages. I understand. But so, my issue is, when Allah says it is revealed in stages, you brought all the verses which shows that Allah said it's revealed in stages. But now Allah brought out another verse. We say, like, I'll give you like 3 verses. For example, one verse, I think Surah Al Qadr, Allah says, Inna anzalnahu fi Laylat al Qadr. In another verse, I think Surah Al Dukhan, Allah says, Inna anzalnahu fi Laylat al Mubaraka. Allah even swear, wal kitab, and something like that.
Does it say,
verse, it says, Inna anzalnahu fi Laylat al Mubaraka.
And
then Allah says, Shahru Ramadan, alladhi unzila fihi al-Qur'an.
Okay.
So you need to explain it clearly for me to get the concept. Saying, first of all, you made a statement. You said the concept was revealed at once. That word concept you use, you need to prove that to me also in the Quran, that Allah means concept. That's for you.
Wait a minute. Are you a questioner or you are here to argue? I want to know your stance first. Are you here to argue or you are here to just ask questions to be enlightened?
Yeah, I'm here to ask questions to understand. It is true. Like you said, I was listening to you before. You were saying we don't listen to opinions. We don't take opinions. We take facts. So I'm here to understand. So when you give it to me and I don't
should I force you
provable,
to wait?
I need to ask more.
Wait, my brother. Can I force you to understand?
No, you can't force me to understand.
Thank you. So if you are going to make it like we are arguing, I'm going to change my mood and you will not like me. I can turn the tables. I can turn the tables around.
Changing it doesn't mean you have proven it.
No. I said if you are going to act like we are arguing, I'm going to change the mood, and you will not like it. I'll switch the tables, and you are going to sweat.
No problem.
No problem. Okay. So when you came, I told you yourself read the answer. It says, وَنَزَّلْنَاهُ تَنزِيلًا. Now, you the question, I want to understand you. How do you understand when we say tanzila? I want to understand you.
Okay. First of all, if you're asking me this question, I know you call us mushriks now. Wait.
When you came to my platform, I never called you a mushrik. I didn't even ask if you are a Sunni. I didn't ask that. Why are you going the defensive mode already?
Yeah, the reason being that if I should tell you you are asking me how I understand. If I should start to tell you how I understand, you're going to tell me these are the emotions.
No, wait. I just ask you, how do you understand tanzila to be? What is tanzila?
Okay, tanzila means it is a gradual process, bit by bit.
Thank you. Has God answered you or not?
Yeah, Allah has answered me.
Thank you. But now you want to put God aside to now force me to make you understand a concept as if I'm there. I was there. Oh, so the prophet, they did it like this. And they wrote it and the Sahaba took it and give it to this guy. And this guy said, hey, it was piled with 2 pages and it was memorized. That's how you want me to explain, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. Actually, listen to what I'm saying. First of all, before we go to Qur'an al-Faraqnahu ala-nas, what does the word inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubaraka? Anzalnahu, which means anzalna what? Who there is referring to what?
The Quran.
So it is revealed in one night. Acceptable.
Does it say kullu? Does the verse say
kullu?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm asking you. Answer the question. Does it say kullu?
It didn't say kullu.
So which means not entirety of the Quran was revealed, right?
No, that doesn't. Okay. For example, if I say, I brought the book to you. I've already mentioned the word book. You already know the noun itself. And then now I said, I brought it down to you. So it is referring to the book. Is that right?
The God or the Quran itself already tells you that it wasn't a complete book revealed. Now you are asking me a contradictive question. Quran already gave answer to the issue we are discussing. Quran say it wasn't a physical book. Wait. The Quran doesn't say it's a physical book. Before we go to Dukhan, I love this. If you are in the position to argue, I'm going to embarrass you. Seriously. Let's go. Chapter 6, verse 7. This is what God says. وَلَوْ نَزَّلْنَا عَلَيْكَ كِتَابًا فِي كِرْتَاسٍ فَلَمَسُوهُ Then بِأَيْدِيهِمْ Then he says, لَقَالَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا إِنْ هَذَا إِلَّا سِحْرٌ مُبِينٌ. Now God is telling the prophet, and if we had sent down a book or a writing on a sheet of paper to you, and they touched it, this is lamasuhu, this is a masculine pronoun. The damir here is singular. Are you listening with me? Are you listening?
I'm with you, I'm listening.
Okay, so this damir here is a singular masculine pronoun denoting the kitab. This is a masculine pronoun and a masculine noun. So now, then God says, on a sheet of paper to you, Muhammad, and they touched it with their hands. Those who disbelieve will have said, this is only clear sorcery. So here, God is already giving us the answer that the book didn't come as a physical book, physically complete to the prophet. That's the first answer here.
Okay,
now let's go to now you're looking for your Quran. Okay. You look for the Quran and the Bible also. I will make you look for the Quran and the Bible. You watch. So now let's go to 44, verse 1 to verse 6. You want to use the argument of where it says wal kitabi mubin to say, oh, it is just a complete physical book. So God says, inna anzalnahu, which means the book came physically complete. That's the argument you want to bring, because God says, inna anzalnahu. He has already answered you. And when I said concept, and when I say concept, let me help you out here. When I say concept, I'm talking about the general idea. We are talking about an abstract or general idea inferred or derived from specific instances. That's what concept is talked about. When I say concept, I don't know what you were thinking as concept. You were thinking I'm saying something different or something else.
No, when you say, because what I know about the word concept is that it's a mental picture of something.
I just gave you the definition. An abstract or general idea inferred or derived from specific instances. So if you are talking about instance of the Quran, since it wasn't a complete as a whole given to him to give to the people, it was done in gradual process. We call it a concept. It becomes a general idea, but it is derived from something. So it's not a complete idea given to him. So that's why he cannot know the answer of something unless the inspiration comes to him. That's why God will say, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الْرُوحِ قُلْ. If you already knew the answer, God will not say, and they ask you about this, say this. If you already knew the answer, God wouldn't tell him, if they ask you about this, say this. So I don't know why you got a missing link when I say concept here. But anyways, let's go to the argument. You are going to quote chapter 44, verse 1. What is your argument? Let's go.
44, verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Which is Surah Al-Dukhan, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so let's first get there.
You read up to verse 6.
Okay, so now this is the verse. This is the verse where Allah says, Ha-mim. Now, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ha-mim wal-kitabi al-mubin. Wal-kitab al-mubin. So Allah is swearing by the book. Wal-kitab al-mubin. The clear book. Then it says, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. Then he says, Inna kunna munzirin. Then he says, Fiha. Now, Fiha, then he says, Fiha yufraku kullu amrin hakim. Amran min indina, inna kunna mursilin. So, Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. Anzalnahu. So the who here, are you referring to the concept, as you said, like in the generality form, or you are referring to the kitab that Allah said, wal kitab al mubin?
I've already answered you. I quoted a verse to show you it wasn't a complete book revealed.
So when Allah said, wal kitab, is it swearing by the concept, or is swearing by the book
You and
itself?
I are now reading wal kitab. It is you and I who are now being told wal kitab mubi, because the concept has already been completed. So that's why you and I are now reading wal kitab mubin, because it's a clear book. But now the next verse is just telling you how this book came about. It's a gradual process. So now he's telling you inna anzalnahu, how it was revealed. It was revealed in the night, the main concept. That's why I use the word concept, and you didn't get the idea of the concept. So when I said a concept, meaning the revelation that he first got, doesn't mean the complete book was given to him one night. No. But right now, you and I are reading the book because it's complete. So God has the right to say, Wal Kitabi Mubin, because it's a book now we are reading.
But at that time of the prophet, also, it was in his time, in this, let's say this era wasn't there. During the time of the prophet, it is a particular time in which the verses have not yet been full. Like the way you said, it was reviewed in stages. At that time, when Kitab al-Mubin, not all the verses have been completed.
Do you believe at the time of the prophet, the Quran was complete or not?
No, I'm saying the time exactly when the verse Wal Kitab al-Mubin, this Surah al-Dukhan.
You are not there. My guy, you are not there when the Quran was revealed. So I'm asking you, at the time of the prophet till he left the world, was the Quran complete as a book or not?
Yeah, we agree the Quran was complete.
Thank you. So don't go and say, oh, at the time of Dukhan, the Quran. No, you are not there. Unless you are going to quote some stories to me, I will not believe in those stories. So the point is, we are talking about a concept of the book being complete. You and I are reading now. That's why we can see Wal Kitabi Mubin. That's my argument.
Okay, so now that's your argument. No problem. Now I'll give you this verse. You said it's not the Quran, right? And I know this verse, you're not going to doubt it. You already know it already. So Quran chapter 2, verse number 185.
Okay.
Allah says in the Quran, Shahru Ramadan. الذي أنزل فيه القرآن أنزل فيه القرآن.
Yes.
So هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر, referring to the Ramadan, فليصم ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخرى. So here شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. What are you going to say about that?
It's the same issue we are talking about, because if we are talking about the month, we have one night in a month. So even if it is one day in a month, just like my birthday is 1 month, in 1 month, I have one day, which is my birthday in the month. So if I was born in that day, doesn't mean I grew up in the same day. I can grew up another
But
time.
who,
I'm giving an example.
but who said Laylat al Qadr is in Shahr Ramadan, the first verse in the Quran?
Oh, come on. Common sense tells you if Ramadan was the month in
No,
which
that's not common sense.
wait,
We
oh
read the
wait,
Quran.
Quran deals with common sense.
No, but we cannot harmonize the verse where Allah did not tell us.
wait. Inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan la'allakum. Thank you. So are we supposed to use our akal or not?
We are supposed to use our akal to understand what Allah is saying, not to harmonize verses on our own.
Why did he say you should do tadabbur? Why did he say you should contemplate? If you have to contemplate, are you not going to use your common sense to contemplate something?
Yeah, you contemplate on what has been revealed, not by adding to what has been revealed.
Where did I add?
Okay, you said Laylat al Qadr is in Shahr Ramadan. And
yes.
We need that as a revelation before we know.
Then there's something wrong. Wait. Then there's something wrong with your logic. If God says, I revealed it in the night of destiny, and he went ahead to say the month of Ramadan is in which he revealed the Quran, common sense should tell you that night of destiny is inside the month of Ramadan. That's why it was revealed in that month.
So yeah, you're going to tell me common sense. You're not going to say the Quran should say it.
Oh, my guy, please. When God says, "Afala yatadabbaruna al-Qur'an, am ala kulubin akfaluha," this kulubin akfaluha is used. Is it my heart I'm supposed to use, or am I supposed to use only the Quran on its own to understand what God is saying?
Yeah, he's talking about tadabbur.
Yes.
Is pondering over
So
the verse.
yes,
So
if
when
you are
recite the
pondering,
verse, you need
wait.
to ponder. Not
Yes.
about
Oh,
harmonizing. It's about pondering over the verse.
wait. Tell me one thing I said which is foreign from our argument here.
Okay. One thing that you said which is foreign is that you made a statement that Laylat al Qadr is in what? Is in Shahr of Ramadan.
Prove me wrong.
And now
no, wait. Thank you. You just said what I meant. Now prove me wrong. Prove me that Laylat al Qadr is not in the month of Ramadan. Then we have an argument. Prove me wrong now. Oh yeah. I'm waiting for you. Let me take my
No,
glasses.
I'm not.
Oh,
Okay.
Biko,
Let's go.
prove me
Let's go
wrong.
this way. No problem. So how I can prove you wrong is that what is the evidence for Allah saying, or where did Allah say that Laylat al Qadr is in the month of Ramadan? That's my argument.
I don't need to prove that. I say you prove me wrong. I made a claim. Prove me wrong. And that's all I said. Don't ask me a question again.
Yeah. Okay. Let me tell you. First of all, in Aqidat Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah.
Hey.
Relax.
Hey. What Akida to what Ali Sunnah? Who gave you that? It was Prophet Ali Sunnah.
Okay, relax.
Was Prophet Akida to Ali Sunnah?
The Prophet gave us the Sunnah. What are you saying?
Show me in the Quran where he gave you Sunnah. Where he says, I gave you Aqidatul Ali Sunnah. Show me. Where does it say that? Aqidatul Ali Sunnah. Where?
Okay. First, before I give you that statement, you need to agree with me. Is Allah's statement the same as the Prophet's statement?
No.
So when we want to find the Prophet's statement, where do we have to go?
God never said I should find the Prophet's statement.
Relax. Is Allah's statement the same as the Prophet's statement?
You are saying I should relax. I'm relaxing. You think I'm panicking? I'm relaxing.
Yeah. So I said.
Okay. Repeat.
So I'm saying you agree. Allah's statement is not the same as the Prophet's statement.
No.
So when the Prophet speaks, where do you expect us to find it?
God never said I should follow the speech of the Prophet.
That's common logic, like you said.
No, he never said. Listen to the answer I gave. I said God never said I should follow the Prophet's speech.
God never said you should follow the
Prophet's speech. Yes, he never said that. If he said it, then you will show me. That's how to argue. Then you show me, okay, this is where God said I should follow the Prophet's speech.
Okay, when Allah said, Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasula.
Thank you.
Wa ulil amri minkum. Ulil amri minkum. Fa in tanaza'tum fi shay'in farudduhu ila Allahi wa Rasul. So ila Allahi, when we argue, first of all, farudduhu ila Allahi is what?
You don't stop there. Continue.
No, I'm asking.
No,
you.
there's
I've
no
read the verse
there's
and
no
I'm
full
asking you a
stop.
question.
No, finish that part, then you ask me the question. There's no full stop. Don't say it's what. Finish, add the Rasul there. Then you ask me.
Okay. Farduhu ila Allahi war Rasul.
Thank you. Now you can ask me. Now you can ask me.
So my question is,
Uh-huh.
when Allah says Farduhu ila Allah, before the Ar-Rasul, what is Allah meaning by Rudduhu ila Allah?
It doesn't still stop there.
Before the waw will act, relax. Before the waw will act, that is waw will act.
Wait,
relax.
Wait, you ask me a question. Let me answer you. It doesn't stop there because the wa is connecting with the Rasul. If you leave that wa out, you are interrupting with the words of God. God says, فَإِن تَنَازَعْتُمْ فِي شَيْءٍ فَرُدُّوهُ إِلَى اللَّهِ وَالرَّسُولِ. It doesn't stop إِلَى اللَّهِ alone. God himself says, مَنْ يُطِعِ الرَّسُولَ فَقَدْ أَطَاعَ. So why do you separate it? Why do you want to separate?
No, we separated that.
No, you can't separate. No, you can't separate. First of all, no, I said you can't separate. If you say you can separate, you are a liar.
So we can't separate between Allah and His messenger.
No, that's why we call it messenger. First of all, you even lied by quoting this verse to represent the prophet's speech. It doesn't say Nabi in the verse. Does it say Nabi?
What do you mean? Does it say Rasul is more than Nabi?
Oh my God, it's a simple question. Does it say Nabi in the verse?
What are you saying? The word used the marifa, which is referring to a particular person. What are you saying?
Does it say Nabi in the verse?
It says Rasul.
Thank you.
Rasul.
Rasul and Nabi, are they the same duty?
Rasul is more than the Nabi.
Rasul and Nabi, are they the same duty?
The Rasul, the duty is that the Nabi is given a revelation, but is not forced to go and convey to the people. But the Rasul is sent to go to the people.
I didn't say you should explain. Rasul and Nabi, are they the same duty?
They are not the same.
Thank you. Did God ever say Atiullah wa Atiul Nabi in the Quran?
He says wa Atiul Rasul.
Thank you. Why didn't he ever say Atiullah wa Atiul Nabi?
Because we don't choose words for Allah.
Thank you. So God, in His infinite wisdom, chose the word Rasul. So Atiullah wa Atiul Rasul, because Nabi duty is not the same as Rasul duty. So let's go back again. You said I should follow the prophet's speech. Still, I don't see where God says Atiul Nabi in the Quran. It doesn't.
You don't see where Allah says Atiul Nabi.
Yes.
If you agree, do you agree? Let me give you this concept. Do you agree that every Rasul is a Nabi?
No, I don't agree.
Okay, first of all, what is a Nabi? Who is a Nabi?
Oh my God. Before I explain who is a Nabi, do you admit Rasul and Nabi are not the same?
I admit that every Nabi is not a Rasul, but every Rasul is a Nabi.
That's a contradiction. Quran chapter 22 verse 75. God says He chooses Rasul among the He chooses messengers among angels and the people. So are you saying angels being Rasul also they are Nabis?
Yeah, when Nabi means you are given a revelation.
No. The word Nabi. Wait. The word Nabi, please translate for my audience. What is the meaning of Nabi in English?
The translation of the meaning.
What is the translation of the word Nabi in English?
A prophet.
Thank you. Are they angels prophets? Abu.
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Abu, was there any angel who is a prophet? Abu.
Yeah, just 1 second, please. Sorry.
The 1 second is past. The 1 second. Look, it's 3 seconds now. It's past. Abu.
Yeah, relax. I'll be
I'm relaxing. I'm not fighting here.
Okay, yeah. No, I was actually talking to someone.
Okay, no problem. Abu, was there any angel who is a prophet?
Was there any angel
who is a prophet? Yeah.
Every angel is being given a message.
I didn't say you should explain. Was there any angel who is a prophet?
I've not come across that.
But you said every messenger. You said every messenger is a prophet, right?
Yeah, I'm talking from the Bashar, not from the.
Show me the hadith. Show me the hadith where it says Bashar. Every Bashar messenger is a prophet. Show me where does it say? Is that how the hadith said it?
So you want the hadith now for to prove it?
Oh, we are arguing. I want you to prove to my audience that you even know your hadith books. So show me your hadith book where it says it's talking about Bashar and not messengers in general. Show me. Abu, who is disturbing you, Abu? They don't want me to have chat with you. Abu, your mom is calling you. She say you are disturbing. Abu.
No problem. We'll talk another time. But you still
don't disturb your mom. You come on Saturday, inshallah. Sunday. I will be here on Sunday, inshallah. Abu. Sunday. Inshallah. Thank you.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Yes. Unfortunately, Abu's mom has to save him. So we continue the match on Sunday, inshallah. Abu came with aggression, but at the end, his voice was calm. Like, started tranquilo. Somebody says, Baba, got to pull the "Are you married" card. No. At this point, because Abu wasn't going too much aggression, so the "Are you married" was supposed to come later, not earlier on. It was his mom. His mom was telling him he's disturbing. So unfortunately, Abu has to go. Unfortunately. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to end the stream on YouTube. At least this today, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, you are lucky to notice, to observe some of the version of the TikTok, issues. And I'm not done. I'm still on TikTok. I'll be here for like 2 hours, right? I'm not done with TikTok. So, but I'm ending the stream on YouTube and Facebook, Twitch, and Kick. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of you. JS. JS. JS, you just gave me a new official name. Okay, sorry. I just put this here. JS just gave me a new official new name. Let me see. I just want to make sure this is working. Yeah. Okay. Yes, guys, thank you very much. I need to end the stream on Facebook and YouTube. I need to go to TikTok for a bit before I go. Finally, officially, we have come to an end to the month of Ramadan. We are already into a new moon, a new month. Start loading already. So it is over to Shawwal. So Ramadan today marks the last day. For those based in, it's not possible for you to see the waning crescent anymore. It's done. It's on the zero. You cannot see it. It's done. So the month of Ramadan is officially done. This month you are entering is Shawwal, right? So that one, you just wait for the crescents to appear and you're already in Shawwal. So if you're fasting, still fasting, you are going to be fasting in the month of Shawwal still, right? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for staying put and enjoying the show. I'm actually happy, at least on YouTube, you got the chance to see the correctional officer then with some of the likes of the way the mushriks like to come and feel big. about themselves every time. Thank you very much, Mohammed White. God bless you. I appreciate you. God bless you, bro. My brother Bilal Jibril, thank you very much. God bless you. Suleimana Aziba says, bro, do you know that they don't accept salam from any who is not Wahhabiyya? I know, the mushriks, the Sunnis especially. If you're not part of them, they don't accept salam from you. They think you are a kafir. They think actually Islam belongs to them. That is the problem. So that's why Baba Shuaib is calling them mushriks, and I can prove it to them. And they know me. I can prove it to them. Right? I thank Allah for providing us with a knowledgeable person like Baba Shuaib. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. God bless you. Do you believe? The last time I checked, Aliu says, do you believe you are a messenger of Allah? The last time I checked, I'm not the messenger of the devil. The last time I checked, I wasn't a messenger of the devil. So people misunderstand the concept of a messengership, right? I just deliver the verses of God to you. That is my role, not like coming to say I'm bringing a miracle or coming to divide the moon or fly high in the sky, delivering the verses of God to you. So this is what God says. Quran chapter 33, verse 39. Let me put the verse on the screen for you. Chapter 33, verse 39. And here we go. It says, those who convey the messages of God while fearing him, such will not fear anyone but God. And sufficient is God as a recorder. I was supposed to end the stream. Somebody is calling. Somebody is calling. Supposed to end this stream. I was supposed to end this stream. Right? I was supposed to end this stream. Okay. Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, hello, my sisters. You're Safura, right?
Hello, yeah.
Calling from where? Is it Ghana, right?
From Ghana, yes.
Yes, my sister, I'm ending the stream. So can you just be snappy? Ask me one question. I'm going to TikTok. If you have TikTok, you join me there. You come on TikTok. Can you ask me, did you watch the live stream?
No, I just joined.
You just joined and you are calling now. So right now you have no idea what we are talking about even.
No.
Okay.
I have a question for
You have a question for what?
the Hadith followers.
You want to ask them a question?
Yes.
Oh, but unfortunately, I was talking to one. He just have to go because his mom was calling him. But I'm going to TikTok. If you have a TikTok account, then you can join on TikTok. The Hadith followers, you know, if you have a question for them right now, they cannot answer you. What is it you wanted to tell them?
No, I just wanted to tell you. There's an Hadith. I'm saying that the prophet slept with his wife one week. So I just wanted to ask them whether they will sleep and what will come tell them and
your network, I don't know, is shaking. Your sound is shaking or something. I don't know. The things you're saying, we cannot hear you clearly.
Okay, then let me come to TikTok.
Yeah, you come to TikTok. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm on TikTok right now. You come there. Thank you. So, guys, I need to end this. Aliu 978. Can you please, Aliu, please call. I put the phone number on the screen. If you are calling, I'll wait. Aliu 978. Don't tell me you are busy at work. Don't tell me you don't have time. I would love people like you to call on my program and make your point. Don't be in the comment section asking me naive question. You understand? So please call. Please, Aliu 978. Please call. Just be a man. Have some balls. If you are a woman, I understand. No balls. But if you are a man, have some balls. Call and repeat what you're saying to me. Let's see if you have a capacity to handle what I'm going to throw at you. please call. That's the number on the page right now before I go. If not, you are a coward. Aliu 978, please. The things you are saying in the comment section, I want you to repeat verbally. I want to hear you shivering whilst you're asking me a question. Because a lot of you don't know how to even articulate words. Yeah, you feel like you are in the comment section, you have balls to question anyhow. Fine. Call me right now. The phone number is there, please. Aliu, it's already 3 minutes past, please. You are not going to type again. You are not going to call. Aliu, I have important people to talk to, so I have to go. Right? Aliu, if you can join me on TikTok to have some balls again and hop on and question me, I would love that, please. You know, Baba Shaiba has never been running away from any questioner. You know that, right? So if you know that, please advise yourself. I just want to hear you speak. Right? Come. So come. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Correctional officer comes to an end on YouTube. It's 3 hours. I don't want it to get to 4 hours. I might trim the green team's part because it took a long time. Right? So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I come to an end. Join me on TikTok if you have a TikTok account. Thank you, all of you. I see you, JS, Abu Thomas, The Silence Baba, Zabuta Buta, that Omar Rahmani, Speak A. Amis B says what? Good day. I have a question regarding replacing missed days of fasting by feeding the poor people. If I buy meat and distribute it to needy people in my area, would that be considered as feeding the poor? Yes, it's part of feeding the poor. Yes, that is a feeding. You buy meat, that is part of feeding, right? Because a person can survive on the meat by eating meat to get protein and sleep. Yes, it's enough. So that is feeding. Simple. So Amis B, 1, yes. Buying meat to feed, to give to the poor people, that is feeding, right? So thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. Eid Mubarak to you all. Like I said, some so-called Qur'anists out there will say, oh, look, he's wishing people Eid Mubarak. We told you this guy is a Sunni 2.0. So Zingo, guys, all of you, I appreciate all of you. Thank you all. For those on Facebook, YouTube, Salam, Restless Native, Ismaila Kamara. Yeah, Ramadan ends today, right? If you are fasting, then you are doing fasting for Shawwal. Ramadan ends officially. Simon 639, yes. Zegmu, do you wish Eid Mubarak to you? Not yet here in UK. Yes, Eid Mubarak is just a blessed, it means blessed feast. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Nothing wrong, right? It doesn't mean we are going to the mosque with the mushriks to do their hibijibis thing. No, we are not part of that. So, guys, this is where the stream comes to an end, and hopefully we meet again on Sunday. But if you're on TikTok, then I'm still there. You can join me on TikTok. So you're welcome to join me on TikTok. And maybe if you're lucky, you get to see some mushriks coming, or maybe Abu might come back. Maybe. My name is okay. Yeah. Okay, Johnny, I've seen your message. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Thank you. So peace to you all. One love. Always give them a reason to remember your name. The correctional officer.